And it appears as though we are live. Welcome. I'm glad to see you all. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be sharing my workspace as I develop my next game. I always develop a number of games simultaneously. It allows me to remain productive and efficient, and by project cycling, I can avoid burnout. You can actually really burn yourself out very quickly on a project, and by cycling through usually 2 or 3 projects, I can just switch to another project, work on that for a little while, remain productive, and then I can get back to my main project once I've had enough of a break. So this is a smaller project that I'm working on that I'm hoping to have finished within 2 weeks. I've been planning this for a few years now. I'm pretty excited about this. So this is Top 15 Caving Disasters. It's a physics-based puzzle game where you have to navigate your human through a cave. So at the start of every level, your character is trapped in a cave of some kind, and you need to use controls. You control each part of their body individually to try and navigate yourself out of a cave. So I think this kind of thing is funny and fun. This will be at least 2 players locally, so you and a friend can race to get out of a cave. Something like this I think is very funny. So I've finished programming the core control mechanism. It's just a matter of fine-tuning. Something I think like this is very fun. So something that we need to work on is make sure that the visuals are very clear. I do have a background texture there, but it's a little difficult to see. So what we'll do is make it so that we can see what's going on back there. You see, I want this texture back here to be visible. So I like the color temperature of this light. I'm just going to go ahead and see what that is. I'm going to copy that. Now our primary camera. Our camera is set to follow our player character. You can see object to follow is just there. What I'm going to do is put this light and copy and paste the light, and I've copy and pasted it. What I'm going to do is now make that part of the camera rig. You see this object here has a number of objects. This is the primary object, the camera. Now I have a light, so now we can see the background. And so as that camera moves around, that will be illuminated. Let's go ahead and turn that back on, and now we can see our background. Fantastic. We can see as our human. So if I use the right analog stick and press ZR, you can see my leg moves up. If I press my right analog stick up and press my L, you see it moves my arm. So L and R are for your arms, and ZL and ZR, R2 and L2 are for your legs. So I'm going to try and get my character up over this. Come on, move your legs. Move your legs. There we go. You kind of crab claw it in order to control it. So we are doing a giveaway for the Hero of Destiny who was killed by the final boss. So if you would like a copy, just let me know in the comments. We have 10 copies to give away. That is available for Switch and Nintendo Switch and Steam. Okay, so come on, move your legs. Okay, I gotta get my arms up. There we go, get my arms up. Okay, come on. No, your arm. Get your arm over there. There we go. For some reason, I watch caving videos on YouTube, and I think they're always horrifying. And after a couple years of listening to cave tragedy videos on YouTube, I thought it would be fun to make a game like this. Come on, move your arm. Okay, now your legs. Something like this, I think, is very funny. I'm using a PS5 controller to control this right now. So something I want to add. Today we're just going to work on programming the core logic of the game. We have some water here, you see. Uncommon Gaming. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Sure. I'll get your copy of the game. I only have 4 Steam codes left today, so this one is for at Uncommon Gaming. Okay. Hey, Jay Guerrero. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. Wow, just saw your game in the eShop last night in recent release. Hey, thank you. That's really exciting. It's the coolest thing in the world, just being able to make something cool for people. And I I feel that I've done my best with the Hero of Destiny to make something cool for people, and now I want to make something horrifying for people. And I think this game will be fun, but also horrifying. You know, because I'm going to have puzzles. So there's going to be a timer. Every level in this game has a timer on it, so you have a limited amount of time because your character, they'll get exhausted and they will run out of stamina and oxygen. And that's because I've been watching these videos for a few years on YouTube, and it's horrifying. But this makes me feel sick. I mean, guys, just look at this. Does this not make you feel sick? How much getting in there tighter and tighter? I hate this. This really freaks me out. And I think this is funny. I think it's fun, it's horrifying, and it's terrible. And I'll show you what this looks like. I just put this in here as a test just to see how tight I can make the environments and then fine-tune the character rig. But this is terrifying because now my character's stuck. You see my head is jammed in there, but you can see there's gaps. You can see my head is stuck, but you can still see some space in there. So I'm going to adjust that and fine-tune that. Claustrophobic Hover, you absolutely got it. And the music, I want to write music that'll just, you know, be fitting for it. So I do have on my Patreon, I have some music that you can download and use in your projects royalty free. This is one of the tracks, and let me know if the audio balance is ever off, if the music isn't loud enough, or if my vocals are too loud. But this is some caving horror music that I'm playing now. So see if I can. Yep, yeah, I can just barely squeeze my way out of here. Come on. You can do it! And so this game is going to be called Top 15 Caving Disasters, and it will just feature a bunch of different levels where you have to try and get out of the cave. Now here's the thing, you control each limb individually. If you press X, you do your hips, triangle is your head, and then L and R are your arms, and L2 and L3 are your legs. But each body part has its own stamina, so the more you use that body part, the more exhausted it gets, and then as you wear out your limbs, the amount of strength you have in them, the amount that they're able to move your character gets weaker and weaker. And so if you overuse certain parts of your body, you could end up trapping yourself in the cave, which is what happens when you're caving. So, yeah. Oh my god, he's made of blood. Well, here's what I'm considering. The character is going to start out white, and then as you get more exhausted, the character will turn more red, so you can tell how close you are to just burning your character out. Hey, Phantom GB, it's great to see you. I've been watching your videos. Uncommon Gaming, thank you. I've been working on my own game dev projects. Nice. What sort of stuff are you working on? Tell us in the chat what you're working on. So you see my legs are sort of catching there, right? So if I press up on the left analog stick, and then L2, it moves the leg, you see? And then up on the right analog stick, and R2, and that's my other leg. And let me know if the music's ever too loud. Hey, Alexander. Hey, Ray, how's it going? Yes, Ray, it's good to see you. Yeah, this is a new... I've been planning this for a couple years, and I finished the Hero of Destiny. I'm working on Goo Buddies, but I need a break because Goo Buddies is taking a lot of mental power for the multiplayer aspect, and something like this doesn't take a lot of. It's not hugely difficult for me to make a game like this. So for me, I go between larger projects and smaller projects, and the smaller projects let me take a break, but I can still stay productive. I really, really dislike not being productive, and so it's important to me to keep doing something. So a game like this is basically me taking a holiday. It's me taking a break, so I still get to make a new game for you guys, and pay bills by making games, and I can be productive and still have fun. And it's basically a chance for me to rest and recover so I can work on Goo Buddies next. This is... I can tell my stamina's running out, so I'll show you what's going on with the stamina numbers now. So now we will take a look at some of the gameplay logic here. So if we click on our cave character, I'll show you some of the logic here. So let's take a look at some of the values on the right. And again, if you're just checking in, we have 9 copies left to give away for the Hero of Destiny was killed by the final boss. So let me go ahead and update that. We have 9 copies left. Okay, so if we take a look at the values here, I'm going to use my my left leg as an example. Let me know if the music's ever too loud. Hey, Elenon, good to see you. And Ray, did you send me a message on Discord, because my inbox is flooded with DMs, and so it can be a bit difficult for me to to keep track of DMs. Sure shot. Hey, how's it going? Cool. I'm working while I listen to you. Shout out from Daly City. Hey, how's it going? What are you working on? Are you at work? So you can see this number. See this number decrease. So this is an array of float values, and every time I use my left leg, you see that number decrease a little bit, right? So as that number decreases, the amount of force that I can impart on my character's body decreases. If I just go ahead and change that to the bottom value, you see the lowest minimum value I can set here is 0.5. Now you can see as I try to lift my leg won't go up that much anymore. So that means my leg is exhausted. That's as tired as the leg can get. So that's going to make it difficult. Or I can just cheat, and then I can restore all the health to my leg by making that value 1. And you can see the leg is now quite strong. Strong legs. Big, strong, manly legs. Hey, Stevie Cakes, how's it going? Phantom GB. Oh, I have not made one in a couple weeks because I've been busy on my own game. Awesome. Yeah, let me know. What kind of stuff are you working on? I feel like this is a nightmare instead of a break, Ray. Well, okay, so often when I'm working on my game development, I'll have freaking what's the name of that channel? Scary Interesting? Is that what it's called? And then that guy just does like top 15 worst caving disasters. And I hate that stuff, right? I don't want to hear about people getting caught in a cave, but for some reason, I can't stop listening to them. See, and then you get to situations like this, you know, and then you think, oh no, how do I get my dude over this? You know, because you have to control one limb at a time, and then your stamina can burn out as well. So I want, eventually the character's color will change so that you will know how much stamina they have. And you think, come on, dude, just get over that. Get over the sump, or, you know, you go through a sump. It's like a low, and then it goes up. You know, I'm considering if I have time, I would like to have a level builder so people can build their own levels, but I need to see how involved that is, because my primary project right now is Goo Buddies. I made it over the thing. I imagine that in the Burger King foot number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. So this game is going to be presented and formatted kind of like a YouTube video. So your timer is not like a clock. It's going to be a little red bar that runs at the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to have a little red bar here, and it will let you know how much time you have before your character runs out of energy and oxygen. And you're going to be able to select different narrators. So there will be a narrator for each level, and it'll be customizable. So I'll do a number of different voices. I'll see if there's anyone that wants to maybe do some guest voices. So you get to select the narrator. So, you know, number 15, man caught in cave. You have a warning sound when you get more stuck, like low heart in sound in Zelda. That would make me feel unwell. Like the drowning music from Sonic makes me feel really unwell. I have like a minor PTSD when I hear the Sonic music. I don't have to bring it up because I'm sure a lot of you recognize it. Oh, you would love to do voice work. Hey, Kimchi Acid, hey, good to see you again. Good to see you. FNMG, his name is actually Chills. He always does his videos in that monotone voice. It's a character he does, which, you know what? It's good to have a character online. I don't have a character. I'm just me. But I'm gonna make up some narrator voices for this game. So yeah, I'll have it to where you can unlock it. And there's going to be accessories. So there's going to be cosmetics in the game. But the cosmetics also have collision boxes, so certain cosmetics will make it more difficult because your character will be wearing a backpack or an oxygen tank or something. So I think that's fun. So I'll show you how this game works here. So I'm really excited to work on this because I'm not trying to say that game development is easy and it takes no effort. Obviously, it takes a massive amount of effort, but a project like this, for me is quite simple, you know, because I don't have to write a big story. I don't have to script events. It's physics based, and really all of the logistical work is already done, and I'll just show you how it works. So Cave Creature is the name of the framework that I've created here, and I'm able to reference different rigid body parts on the character, and I have my control logic here, and I'll just show you how it works. So let's say when the player presses the L button, I'll zoom in, I'll make it easy on your eyeballs here. I think I've got scary music playing. So I'll just switch over to some pretty chill music now. We can chill. Okay. Let's see here. And let me know if the music is ever too loud. So how's the audio this week? I hooked up this headset through USB. So if the player presses the L button, so it sets the value of new force, so .y, force for up. So new force is a vector 3, and it sets y, and that will take the value of the axis on the left. That's the left analog stick, and it takes the value of the x, and then it multiplies the force of y by 1.5. This is just fine-tuning for me. And let's see here. And then it adds the force to the elbow, the left elbow. Let's see here. And then it also decreases the stamina. So stamina 3. So if it's greater than the minimum stamina, it decreases it, and we clamp it to the minimum rate as well. And then I have a little bit of an input movement lock, or a movement input lock, just so you can't spam it. Because if I didn't put that in there, you'd be able to mash all of the buttons, and then the player could make themselves fly. And that would... You're basically Tails from Sonic, and you're cheesing your way through the whole level, which I'm not saying is bad. Tails is my favorite Sonic character, but in a caving game, you should not be able to fly. So the R button here does the same thing, but it applies the force to the right elbow. And we have... And there's... I might try something. I might try something here. I'll think about it. Okay. So, and then we have that for the B, but there is something I want to adjust here, right? And what I think I will do is I'll expose some values now. Let's see here. So I want to go public, float, hip strength, and then I'm just going to see, that's just a pro tip right there. It saved me typing that all over again. Just copy and paste. Head strength. And I'm just going to look at the values that I have in there right now. So if you press X, you can see that that controls your head. And that's triangle, by the way. Let's see here. And right now I have that I had that set to 1.4. What I'll do is I'll take that value out and I'll put that to head strength. See? So instead of having it hard-coded, that was previously hard-coded. So how it was a moment ago, there's no way to adjust or change that without changing the code. And once the game is running, then it's hard-coded. You cannot change it. So now we have hip strength. So we'll go to our hips, and we see we have 2.7 here. So now I'll change this to hip strength. Okay? And we will now set that value of hip strength at 2.7. But I know that the hips are too strong right now, which is a statement. That's a sentence I've never said out loud before, by the way. It's my first time. Hi, Roberto Martinez. How's it going? Official. It's the official. Oh, wow. Roberto Martinez. I think I may have been watching the unofficial one. This is Unity 5.5. So I use 5.5 because it's just faster. It's so much faster than the later versions of Unity. What I do is I develop my game entirely in Unity 5, and then once it's basically finished, I upport it to Unity 6, because Unity 6 is sluggish, you know. So if we take a look, are you going to do all the voices in this game? I'll do grunts and stuff, but I'll see if anyone wants to do any guest voices. I will be doing the narrating, you know. So, you know, it starts out with 15 puzzles in this game, but there will be more. So when it starts a level, it'll go number 15. Caver caught upside down in a crevice. This caver was caught upside down in a crevice. You know, that sort of thing. So if we take a look at my hips, they're too strong. Which is a statement I've never said before. It's my first time saying that. That's so powerful. In real time, we can adjust these values. If we change the hip strength to 1, you can see that I've changed it there. Now it's not as strong, but basically my hips are useless, which is a sentence I've never said. Again, that's my first time saying that. a lot of first times for me. Okay, so I think 2 might be good. There we go. See, if you button mesh, these are things that you have to test and refine and adjust. You have to button mash, and that's an important part of testing is how will people play your game incorrectly. So if I mash that, and then I sort of combine that with my legs, you know, what can it do for my legs, you know? So if you crab claw it like this, and then you mash it, oh man. Look, the game is supposed to be funny, right? Yeah, so you have to test it all sorts of ways. Yeah. My head's popping off. Not in a good way, though. Okay. So those are things you have to test. So I feel like 2 is a better value than what it was before. And now my head is too strong. You see how the head sort of jerks up way too much? I'll try adjusting that value to 1.2. That seems like it's a little better. I'll try 1.1 now. I feel like that's a bit better. So I'm going to remember these values because once I've clicked this out, those values will revert to what they were previously once I leave this. So I like 2 and 1.1. There we go. And as you start each level, you know, I manually can repose the character so that each level can have the character in a different default position, so it adds challenges. And again, this will be local multiplayer, so you will be able to race a friend and try and get out of the cave before your friend. So, MX, I'm not like a voice actor, but between an old public speaking class and a stage play in college. Ooh, very cool. Nice, nice, nice. I'm asking neurodivergence. I'm pretty good at reading scripts in a way that sounds natural. Awesome. You put your code brackets underneath. Good man. Oh, that would drive me insane. That would drive me insane if someone if you didn't put it on. That would drive me insane. Like if you put it, like see, I have it in default settings. You know, if you put it there, I would go insane. You know, I've seen that. That's not best practice. It's well, look, do it your way, right? But there are conventions to follow for readability, just to make things easier to read. I was so fortunate that I took a programming course, so I'm certified in Australia for programming and for teaching software development. But if I didn't take that, I can't even imagine. It would be a nightmare if I didn't take a software development course. It would just be the worst thing in the world. So what I will do is later on I'm going to make 3D models so I can have more interesting shapes to the environment. Right now, these are prototyping assets. So this is the default cube in Unity, and they're good for prototyping. So you can quickly just duplicate them, move them around, things. Oh my god, I just gave my... So I want to have it to where, you know, you can have certain things happen, and you can trigger events, and then, you know, like a rock could fall. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's awful. Oh, I hate that. I hate that a lot. Hey, Jack Mark, Kaida? How's it going? Again, if you're just checking in, we have 9 copies left to give away of The Hero of Destiny Was Killed by the Final Boss. I have that available for Steam and Switch. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like a copy of the game. Sven, off topic, anyone listening to the German opening of One Piece and Mega Man? Huh. I'm going to look that up. Oh, you're also a voice actor. That's cool. What's going on, my hipster? Okay, buddies. I took an HTML PHP class back in 2009. I did not enjoy the web portion when I was in my game development course because our instructor was having a mental breakdown, and it was very sad having to watch an adult suffer a mental breakdown. And he would just not show up some days, so they eventually had to replace him full-time. And then one day he just started showing up, and he was like, oh, you guys replaced me? It was so sad. This game reminds me of a game on Steam called The Cave Diver. I'll look it up. I haven't heard of that. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to program some logic. I want to be able to detect whether or not the player's mouth is underwater. And also, we want to refine... You see how my collider for my head was too big? How I couldn't get my head stuck in that hole? So what we're going to do is now fine-tune that. So let's go to our game object here, And what we will do is just very, 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 very slightly reduce the values here. Now, you can't really use the slider to click and drag, because if you do that in this space, you see it's going to move too quickly. So I'm manually typing the values in. And I really want it to look like your head can get stuck. Like, just so unpleasantly stuck. So I think 0.017 looks good. I do like my values here. I'll go ahead and apply that. What I will do now is I'm just going to go ahead and crawl my way over and try and get my head just jammed right up in there. How's it going, Richard Turbin Posulicour? Okay, come on. Okay. I don't know if okay. Got to get my legs. Yep, there we go. So now I'm in the water. Right now there's no logic. So there's no gameplay mechanics connected to the water right now. I also want to make it to the water's always illuminated. So, I'll work that out with a shader later on. So what we're going to program, we're just going to test getting my head jammed in a hole, which is a sentence I've never said before. And then we're going to program some logic so we can detect whether or not our mouth is underwater. Okay, hold on. I gotta move my legs here. Let me Monty Python my way down here. Okay. Oh, no. Hold on. I gotta flip around. Okay, let me flip my legs around. Okay, now I gotta use my arms a little bit. And this is my next game. I'm hoping to have this finished within 2 weeks. This is going to be top 15 caving disasters. Get my arms in there. I really want it to look like my head could just get so stuck in there. Okay, get my hips, my legs. Oh, I feel sick. I feel so sick. Oh, I think I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller, actually. So there's still a little bit of a gap, right? Oh. Random G, I'm all for getting this to try it out. Yep. Oh, man, I am stuck. Come on, get out of there. Come on, guy. Get out. I want the background to be a little bit brighter. I just want to be able to see more, so I will increase the range on the background light. If we turn lighting on in the scene view here, we can see what that's supposed to look like. So what we want to do is pay attention here. Pay attention to the range. I'm going to increase the range of this light. So right now it's at 10, 12, but I don't want it to be too much. You know what I mean? I want it to feel claustrophobic. So I think 16 is good. I think that's fine. Yeah, so we're going to program some logic now, but really quickly, we'll just go ahead. Every time you make a change, you should test it. I've made a change, and I should test it now. So I'm going to just see if I like the amount of light that's in there. I feel like it's too bright, so what I'm going to do is turn down the intensity, but I do like the amount of range that I can see with the lighting as well. Once you add post-screen filters, and I'll have the edges of the screen blur, I'll have vignetting. I just want it to feel like it's closing in on you. So that's very pleasant, I think. So here we go. We're going to turn down the intensity on this light, and then we're going to program some logic so we can detect if our breathing hole is underwater. So our intensity is at 1 right now. Oh, it's getting dark. It's getting real dark in here. Too dark. Ah, too bright. Too dark still. I'm thinking 0.75. You know what'd be great is to have screen filters on that have dust. I think I will do that. Just like a lens flare, like a dirty lens thing. Yeah. Kimchi. Oh, have you heard of Sandbox? Yes. Kimchi Acid. I have been watching the situation. When it launches, I think it's launching very soon, isn't it? I'd like to try it. Yeah. Sandbox looks so great. The level builder for it looks incredible. The physics looks fantastic. I would like a copy of your Hero of Destiny game. Sure, Roberto, would you like that for Steam or Switch? And if you would like it for Switch, let me know what region your console is. Hey, The Hard Lifestyle, how's it going, mate? I'm really enjoying your game, good sir. Thank you so much for helping us out the other week with the Switch code. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. I was planning to buy it on Steam, so you get some money too. Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. I'm trying to get this game out to you guys pretty soon because it's an idea that I've been working on for a while, and now that I have it functioning mechanically, I'm making myself laugh just playing it, and so I really want to get the game to you guys because I think you'll I think you'll have a lot of fun when you've got a mate over and you're playing games. Part of the decision I made to fast track this game is whenever I go to a mate's house or a mate comes over, I usually go to the eShop and we look for a game that's just like $2 or $3, $4, and a multiplayer game, right? Just something fun you can do while you're hanging out with the mate. And something like this, I think, would be really fun when you have a mate come over and then you're both trying to crawl your way out of a cave and see who can crawl out faster. I think something like that would be pretty fun. So I fast-tracked this, and I'd like to have this finished within 2 weeks. Phantom GB, sometimes I spend more time playtesting than getting anything done in my game. That's a good problem to have. If you're actually enjoying the process of testing it, that's great, because sometimes testing can be so miserable. Doing the exact same thing over and over again is like a war of attrition. It really tests your mentality, like your mental strength, doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. And it sounds like an exaggeration, like, oh, poor me, I get to make video games for a living. It is mental torture when you've tested the exact same level like 200 times in a week and you have to keep replaying the same thing. It is torture. You just have to power through it. You've got to find stress management techniques and testing mechanisms that allow you to stay sane. Richard Turbin, hey, please a copy for Nintendo Switch. Yeah, awesome. Richard, what region is your console? You guys let me know if your console is North America, Europe, or Australia, because the codes are region specific. So I'll start programming. So I created a script here. This is player mouth, but it's currently empty. So I'm going to open my player mouth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new object here, right? So I'm creating a new object, create empty. And this is going to be my breathing. This is my breathing rig, okay? But now I don't like the name of this. It shouldn't be mouth, it should be breathing rig. There we go. I'm just going to rename it. And the music that you're hearing right now is from my Silver Falls game series. How do I enter the giveaway? Just let me know if you would like a copy of the game for Switch or Steam. And if you'd like a copy for Switch, let me know what region your console is, if it's North America, Europe, or Australia. The codes are region specific for Switch, so just let me know the region. If it's for Steam, it's region free. Okay, so basically the most important aspect that we have here is public bool is underwater. Okay. Now we need to keep track of how many water objects we have collided with. So we'll go public integer water objects contacted. Okay, Roberto, I'll get a copy of The Hero of Destiny Was Killed by the Final Boss. I am working on guide videos so I can share tips on the game. There's a lot of tips and tricks, and there's a lot of in-depth mechanics in there, and the characters in the game do explain it to you, but I think it's fun to just see it in action, you know. And there's a lot of stuff I want people to be able to discover themselves. I think it's fun that way. And just a word of warning, permadeath is on, but you can turn it off in the game. So yeah, if you don't like permadeath, you can turn it off. But the game was designed with permadeath in mind. Okay, please enjoy that. Roberto, that is for Steam. And then Richard and Romero, yeah, let me know if you like Steam or Switch. Okay, so we want, let's see, on trigger enter. So if you're ever not sure, because these things, here's the thing, with Game Maker and RPG Maker, all of the functions are exposed, but with Unity, they're not necessarily exposed, so you don't even know how to make logic happen unless you see documentation or you see an example. So if we go to the Unity documentation, I'll just put Unity documentation on screen here. Everything is in there, not in a way that's necessarily easy to find, but if you ever need to see this information, it is available in the Unity documentation. But really the best way to learn game development and to continue learning is to look at example projects and you will see the code that is used there. But you have to keep in mind you might be learning from someone that is not that proficient, so you have to be careful the examples that you learn from, because you can learn wrong. It's very common and easy to learn wrong when it comes to this kind of thing. So you need to be careful of the sources that you're learning from. So let's see this here, right? We can really make it easy on yourself and just copy and paste the example there. And now we are able to detect collisions, okay? So collider other. So I want now if other dot game object dot tag is equal to water, okay? And then we have this here, water objects contacted. We don't need, normally you would have a get component. There is a serious performance cost to get component, and we don't even need that. I'm going to use tags. Checking the tag is basically free when it comes to your processing budget. So with my games, I optimize by not checking for the component first. Again, that has a performance cost. I just check the tag. It's free. It's like it's kind of like window shopping. When you go to the store, buying something can be expensive, but if you just check the tag, check the price, that's free. And then you can determine whether or not you actually want to interact with that item in the store. This is the same way. Check the tag, check the price tag. I'm going to say water objects contacted plus is equal to 1, and now I'm going to have a function here that will say refresh is underwater state, okay? And now that's what we want to check, okay? So if that is greater than 0, then we have is underwater. And once you start typing, you'll have your IDE will start making recommendations for autofilling, so that saves you typing, especially if you've got a super long property names. Underwater is equal to true and else. So if it's not greater than 0, I'm going to save myself a little bit of typing. See, you can just copy and paste. Save myself a good 1.5 seconds right there. That's how you optimize, baby. Okay. So we are going to double check our logic here. Now let's just run it and we'll see what happens, okay? So we have our breathing rig, but right now we have our logic program, but we don't have any way to actually interact with the water yet. So what we will do is have a rigid body. This separates it from any of the rigid body logic. We're going to take off use gravity, and it will be kinematic, which means we manually control it. We don't let physics control that. Oh boy, if you could just flip a switch and defy physics, honestly. Okay. We'll use a sphere collider, but we will make this a trigger, and that will allow us to be able to now check collisions. You can see it's absolutely honkin' huge. Let's go ahead and reduce the size. So this is our collider for our breathing rig, okay? So that's my mouth and my nose right there. And again, let me know if the music is ever... Hey, Genose, how's it going? Genose, I'm working on my next game. I'm hoping to have this finished within 2 weeks. This is Top 15 Caving Disasters. Romero. Yeah, okay, let me get you a copy of The Hero of Destiny. I'll do a live stream probably tomorrow, and then I'll share some tips and advice for the game. And we can hang out. I designed the game to where people could really enjoy experimenting with different teams, building different teams, leveling up their teams, then doing the Coliseum, so that you could play the game for a long time. Here you go. Romero, enjoy. That is for Steam. Okay. That is 8 and 7. We have 7 copies left to give away today. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we don't have anything to tell the player what's going on, right? It's always important to have conveyance so the player can understand what's going on. Right now, there's no visual indicator whether or not the player is underwater. The only logic we have to see that is here. So if we see this increase to 1, then we'll know that it works. So we're just going to grab the player, Oh, we're going to just put him in the water already. Okay, turn off maximize to play. And let's see if our breathing rig worked, and it looks like it did not. So, we need to now check our logic. The only thing that could be wrong is that the object is not tagged as water. So let's check our water, and you can see it is untagged here. What we want to do is now create a tag. And again, we do this because it's extremely free. It's free on the CPU, basically. I love how he just face plants in there. Okay, breathing rig. It looks like water still has not triggered. I have not selected. I put the tag in there, but I did not set it. So it is set as water. Let's go ahead and click. And you can see now our water object contacted is now 1. There's another way to do that without creating a tag. You actually can check the ID of the water. So if we add, click add, you can see layer is 4 for water. So we can go ahead and check our logic and just see if the layer is 4. Now we can go layer is equal to 4. Both of these will achieve the exact same thing. There's more than 3 ways to skin a cat, and that's what my grandpapa always told me. This is the second way to skin a cat. So before we were checking the tag, now we're checking if layer is equal to 4. Let's go ahead and run that. And if the music's ever too loud at some point, just let me know. I can adjust it accordingly. And you can see that the logic has worked, but we still have not seen a change for checking if the object is underwater or not. So we're going back to our logic, and you can see this function that we created here. This has not been called. We need to call that. So what we'll do now is just copy and paste, and we will see that if more than one water object has been contacted with this, then we will see that change, and we do see it change. Now you might be asking, why don't you do it directly? Why don't you get rid of all of this and just go like that? The problem with doing this is that if you have multiple water objects that are overlaid on top of each other, if the player ends up contacting one object and then another one, and then you try to exit the water, it looks like you're out of the water, but logically the game will think that you're out of the water even though you're still in it. So this is a reliable method to keep track. So that's something to keep in mind. But now, if we try to leave the water, nothing will happen. So what we'll do is, I'm in the water, let's get out of the water, but you can see how I've contacted the water multiple times now, and this logic thinks I'm still in the water even though I'm out of it. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of logic now so we can escape the water, which is something that a lot of these people don't do in these cave tragedy disaster videos, is people don't escape the water and then they die. And I'm not laughing about that. I'm saying that something to keep in mind programmatically is that's what's happened programmatically. What we're now going to do is -1 on water objects contacted. When you exit that layer, it will call this again, and then it will check if water objects counted is greater than 0 or less than. Hey, Nick Gamer, how's it going? Eponuts, how's it going? Gina say, I'd like to request a Steam copy for my Guardian Force, but she gets mad when I buy games for her. All right. Well, just let me know. You can send me a DM anytime. Yeah, I hope you have fun, Romero. Last time I did a live stream, we were playing the game, and I was sharing tips and tricks. I'll do that again next time. Ray, I've not had a chance to play the game much, but I love it. You have any tips? I recruited NPCs, but died the moment I started fighting enemies. My advice, when you first start out, the game starts you with the Innkeeper for a reason, is he has a healing ability. So when you start out with the Hero of Destiny, and there's an NPC that will even tell you this, go to the right of the town. Directly to the right of the town, there's a little forest, and slimes will keep spawning there, and you can level up your characters very quickly. Just kill a bunch of slimes, level up, go back to the town, and heal up, and then level up a little bit, and make sure you equip armor. So you go around, look in people's houses. It's not like a typical game where you go and buy armor in a shop. You have to go into houses and take people's clothes in the Hero of Destiny. make sure you equip armor, and then you go to the armorer and you level up your armor. There's certain armor that'll increase your HP like a huge amount, so it's important. So that's super important for Hero of Destiny, is equip the armor, level it up. The game explores the idea of what happens if hilariously underpowered characters try to defeat a final boss. You're going to get splattered. That's just how it is. So the game gives you the creative freedom to find a way to not get immediately splattered by the final boss. He was curious. Oh, let's see. Gino say that the man refuses to get tested, but when he enjoys the game, he does his best to maximize efficiency. He was curious how he teaches the signpost abilities, though. Yes. The Shrines of Power. Take the signpost to the Shrines of Power. You can get new weapons and you can get abilities. Once you get the Star of Destiny for the signpost, like, the game is so different. Playing as a signpost is crazy because you get to use the artifacts of destiny. And your armor level saves to the character, not the armor. That's correct. I thought it would have been really frustrating because I want people to experiment with different armor, and there's 50 characters. It would suck if you had to level up, 12 different armors for 50 characters. That would suck, right? So the armor level is saved to the character. So you're free to change your armor, and your level will remain consistent even though you've changed your armor. So you can see how my mouth is out of the water now. There we go. See? So now it's no longer underwater. I'm going to put my mouth back underwater, and we should see that. Yes, I'm underwater. Now, we need to have a timer for how long we could spend underwater before we start drowning. So let's go ahead and go public float time submerged. Wow, that is the most wrong way I've ever spelled submerged. It looks funny. Anyway, let's see. So what we'll do now is, if we are no longer underwater, then time submerged equals 0. And now on our update, let's go ahead and do this. If is underwater, time submerged plus is equal to time dot delta time plus is equal to. So we can see, let's go ahead and have some logic now. I would have called you a hack fraud bastard if you made us do that. I was dreading even experimenting at first. With my games, I always think about, it's so important to me. The most important thing is, how does the player feel? And if I made it in the Hero of Destiny to where you had to level up the armor individually, I would have been so angry as a player. I would have not changed my armor. So if we take a look, we can see now the time is increasing. When I'm underwater, the time constantly increases. And if I can just get my head out of the water, you can see that it resets. That's me breathing. This is what breathing looks like. Eponuts, yes. I will get you a code for Nintendo Switch. And I hope you either have family or friends that you can do co-op with. It's up to 4 players couch co-op. In the Hero of Destiny, just press plus or start, and you can do couch co-op. Okay, so this is for Eponuts. I hope you enjoy the game. Keep an eye out on the channel. I will be uploading videos to share tips, and then I'll be doing more live streams where we can just hang out and play the game and have fun, and we can talk about Transformers and Ninja Turtles. Porkmancer. Ooh, I like the sound of your job. Sure. Okay, I'll get a copy. EU. At Porkmancer. Here we go. I hope you enjoy. I hope you have fun. Couch co-op is huge for me. Like, couch co-op is a big deal because that's how I hang out with friends. Friends my age is video games isn't it? Because we're all busy, right? We have lives that we have to do, and a video game to me is just an excuse for us to catch up and just hang out, spend some quality time. The game itself isn't even important. It's spending time with people that you know and like. So let's just see how. It'd be funny. So let's experiment. I want to get my head jammed in this cave hole, which is the first time I've ever said that sentence as well. But I want to change the material. So if we take a look at my physics material, right now everything's set to a default sort of a caver default, but I'm going to increase. If we take a look at the values here for the dynamic friction and the friction, they're average, you know, but if we look at the hands, I've maxed out the friction. So I'm just going to set my head to have maximum friction. And let's see what happens if the head has super, super high friction. We'll maximize. And we'll see if I can really get my head... Oh, I already feel the friction. Okay, so in this game, you move one limb at a time using the shoulder buttons and the analog sticks. Okay, I'm having a tough time here. There we go. I just got to get my hands... Oh, actually, I got to go head first. You know how the Nutty Putty Cave? I think in the Nutty Putty Cave, I think it was hands first. So I want to make sure my hands are behind me. Yeah, put my hands behind me. Okay, now I got to get my head really, really jammed in there. Oh, my arm is... I got to get my arm behind me. Guys, we're going to Nutty Putty this. We're going to Nutty Putty this cave. I got to use my legs to push myself. Oh, my arm. Hold on. Oh, shoot. I'm spinning around. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, come on. Get in there. I got to get jammed in there. Oh, no, my arm. Oh, dang it. Come on. Yeah, get my arm behind me. Yeah. I gotta use my other arm to get my head jammed in there. Okay, now I'll use my legs to jam myself in there. Okay, I think this is as far as I can get my head jammed in there. I'm trying so hard to get my head jammed in there. Dude, this game looks insane. Hey, Tim, good to see you. I'm doing this game. I'm working on Goo Buddies, but Goo Buddies is a game that is... I have to use a lot of mental focus for programming the multiplayer. And this game, I should be able to finish this within 2 weeks. This game is my way of taking a mental break, because this is, to me, making this is very relaxing. This is a very relaxing game for me to make. Oh my god, I think I'm stuck. Yeah, so you see how I increased the friction on my head? I can't get out. I'm so stuck. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set my head back to the default friction level. And this is the kind of thing that I have to fine-tune. I have to spend hours and hours testing this to make sure everything plays the way it's intended. I should be able to squeeze out. Yeah, yep. So you see, friction, physics simulation friction material is very important, because earlier I could not move my head at all. It was stuck, but now I'm able to get out. So in this game, I should be able to finish this within 2 weeks. It's top 15 caving disasters. If the game does well, I would like to add, I either do a sequel where people just use level builders, but, I need to focus on my bigger projects like Goo Buddies. Whoa. Oh, this really creeped me out. The light just disappeared. Oh, that freaks me out. Oh, we're going to have to fix that. I know what's going on. I know what happened. Oh, that's so creepy that the light disappeared. What's going on is the character can actually move in and out of the foreground a little bit. You see that? See how he's moved into the background a little bit? And our light source here is going behind the wall. So what we need to do is make sure that the camera does not change its Z position or a Z position for my fellow Europeans and Aussies. So we will go to our logic for our camera. You see, we have object to follow. So what we want to do now for the new position. So the new position is slurping. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Slurping is something you do when you eat ramen. It's a programmatic term. So that's vector 3. Slurp is ramen related. So what it's doing is it's transitioning its current position to where the object is. What we want to do now is for our new position dot Z is always going to equal 0. Now, this single line of code has fixed that bug. So actually it wasn't a bug, it's what I call an unexpected outcome, or a UO. Or an uh-oh. That works on multiple levels. So a UO is an unexpected outcome. Now a bug is something where there's a fault in your design logic. So that a bug is a design and fault logic. That was not a bug in design. That was not a bug. It wasn't a fault in design logic. It was simply an unexpected outcome. There was nothing wrong with the light going behind there. It's not a bug. It's not a glitch. It's an unexpected outcome. So I've fixed that unexpected outcome. Now, no matter where we move the character, let's go ahead and test it as well. If we grab our caver, let's move him to the background a little bit, and you can see that the light has not disappeared. So we have fixed that UO. We fixed the uh-oh. I know lerp is linear interpolation, but what's the S? It is... What's the term? You know, it's not a straight line. It's like a... What's that term? I did math. I did geometry. I did algebra. What's it? Are there any math magicians in here that can give us the... It's not linear. It's... Oh, man, my brain. Wave? Did I do that? Am I doing that? Yeah, Roberto, you can play it on stream. It'd be great. I'd appreciate that. Exponential. Oh. My brain. Yeah, we got it. Porkmancer and I got it at the exact same time. Exponential. My brain is like rifling through its files going, what is the term exponential? Yeah. Okay, so what we want to do, we need some kind of feedback, right? So eventually we will have it to where responding to the time spent underwater. So let's just go ahead and put in some test logic in here. And this is a driver and a stub system. And a driver and a stub is a design philosophy for programming where you put in placeholder logic so you can come back and add more later. So we're going to do a driver and stub logic here. So what we want to do now, we don't want the breathing rig to really do anything besides what it's meant to do. This should specifically only do this one thing, is to check if the player's underwater or not. For example, bad design would be for this to check the player's health, and then if say like, oh, you know, if player health is less than 0, die. That would be, oh no, I'm trying to do a bad example here, just don't autofill. This would be a very, very bad example of any kind of design, any programming, any philosophy, because this class is only meant to do one thing. It should not be doing things that it's out of its scope it's meant to do, which is something that you learn just by doing. So what we want to do now, our player should be governing all of those actions when it comes to checking what's going on. So now we want to reference the breathing rig. So our character, let's see, we should be organizing this. I'll come back and organize it later. But things like, you know, sapcacy space 10, you know, and then header. It's important to do this for readability. Object references. The music that we're listening to right now is from Silver Falls Gaiden. Silver Falls Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers, which came with Ruby River. It was 2 games in 1. It was the very final game on the 3DS. I am working on a Switch HD remaster for it. So what we're going to do is just go ahead, and we want to have a reference for the breathing rig. Breathing rig. Okay, so we reference that. And we want to void perform breathing logic. Okay. So if breathing rig dot is underwater and breathing rig dot time submerged, let's say okay, let's go like this. Public float underwater lung capacity time. Okay, so let's just say you can spend 14 seconds underwater before you drown. You know, that's obviously not, well, before you start drowning. Okay, this exposing that in the inspector lets us make it to where we could potentially change those values. You could change those values with skills, equipment items. You could have different characters, and different characters could have different values. That's why you expose those. So it makes it manageable. But then you can also have ways to influence the behavior of your character through the means of organic gameplay mechanics. And that's when a game becomes really interesting, is when a player is able to influence those gameplay mechanics. I find that kind of thing very, very satisfying as a gamer. So what we're going to do, this is just a driver and a stub logic. It's placeholder debug.log, and we'll come back and add logic later and say player started drowning. Let's put some extra O's in there. That'll make it really sad. So now this will let us know if our logic is working. Okay. Now I'm going to do something here. I'll do something wrong just so we can see a way to fix it. How can I drop NPCs? I can only do it at the end. Yes, correct, Ray. You have to talk to the red book, check the red book at the end, and everyone will leave. I will be updating the game and adding a way to where you can remove one character at a time. Okay, so let's see what happens now, right? Now we have, if we... Hold on. There... We can't see it here. I'll open the console. You can see now there's a null reference exception. You might be thinking, what's going on? What's happening? We did not reference our breathing rig. So you see our object reference here. We're not asking if our breathing rig exists or not. We're just treating the game as if the breathing rig is referenced, and it's not. So there's two ways to do with this, and you should always have fail safes. And if you don't do that, you can get crazy glitches. This is how people can trigger like walk through walls and item duplication. So what we're going to... Bro, this game is underwater. Oh yeah, this game isn't going to be diving based, it's climbing, but there will be moments where you have to go underwater and then swim through the water and then try and get under a sump and through it, or your character will drown. You know what I mean? That happens in caves. It sucks. Caves suck, I'm telling you. So what we're going to do is if breathing rig is equal to null, return. And return means that we've exited out of this now. We've finished all of the logic here. Anything below the return will not be used. Everything under return will be ignored. So now, if we run it, we should no longer have the null reference exception. So we have fixed the null reference exception, but the game won't function the way as intended because we no longer have a breathing rig. But this prevents crazy, if you'll pardon my French here, this is a technical term, it prevents crazy shit from happening. Developers, programmers that don't do null reference checks, this is how you get insane, like I said, item duping, walk through walls, ignore gravity, launching your character through a window across the landscape. So we just want to make sure that our breathing rig is referenced. There's two ways to do it. You can drag and drop. I'm not saying drag and drop. I'm saying drag and drop the mythical creature. And another way to do that is this. What we'll do is breathing rig is equal to get component in children. And this will search everything inside of it, everything that is a child of that object, and it's going to get the component type of breathing rig. Okay, so it's going to look through all of its children to see if that has a component. If one of the children has that component, then it will assign that and then it will return. And if it finds it, it shouldn't ever find that again. But there's a huge problem. I will award 50 points to anyone who can tell me what the problem with is in terms of performance. Someone in the comment section, let me know the problem with performance with this. Let me know in the comments. 50 points. That is 50 points. Let me know what the problem is here with this logic. In this case, it does work. James, hey, how's it going? Hi, how does your coding going? Mine's giving me a headache, but diff program then game maker. Programming and coding can be really frustrating. I've spent years, I've dumped thousands upon thousands of skill points into game development and programming. So a project like this is pretty easy. There are projects that are headache-inducing and very difficult. This one, I'm doing this one because it's very relaxing for me to develop this game right now. It's checking more often than it needs. Very close. I'm going to give you 20 points, but not the full 50, but very, very close. Epinuts, it's a very close answer. Oh, it worked. It worked. So if we check, this logic did work, right? See how we did not assign it, so it did find it, and then the player is now drowning because they're in the water. See how this is constantly running? So what we'll do is we'll get our character out of there, and then this will stop drowning. Okay, see how it keeps... Okay, let's get our character out of there. Okay, now we're out of the water, and you can see it's no longer generating the debug message. Oh, right, that's like I was asking about. Mainly I recruited a lot, but met other NPCs I like more. No, that's a very good answer. Okay, so if we don't have any other answers, then the full answer is Epinuts had a very good answer. It is actually checking more often than it needs, but only in a very specific situation. So this kind of function call, this get component in children, this is expensive. And the reason why it's expensive, not only is it looking for a component, which is already very expensive, it is checking every single child. And you can see this is the parent, everything in here. So that function call is being performed for every single object in here. So it's already taking a very expensive function call and it's performing it, 50, 60 times or whatever, every single frame. Every single frame. Something like that could cost you, 4 or 5 frames per second. And then if you have 2 characters on screen, now you have 10 frames a second you've just lost because of poor design. So the way that this is a problem is because logically, if it found it, this should only... We think, oh, it should find it right away. It's here. It's here. It's the breathing rig is right here. So logically, we should only have a frame hiccup one time. In one frame, after one frame, it's going to go through all this stuff and it's going to find that in there. And then once it finds that reference, it's never going to call again. So you would think, oh, well, the performance isn't a problem then. This is no longer a performance problem because it only has to do it once and then never again. Okay, but what happens if we remove that? And now we no longer have a breathing rig in there. So this thing is going to be called every single frame. Every single frame, it's going to check all 50, 60 of those objects. We've just lost like 5 frames a second for no reason. No reason at all. So that's why it's important. You have to understand implications like this. There isn't a guide. You can't just go to Unity and Unity will say, oh, this is expensive. This has a high performance cost. There's other aspects to it. And you need to consider the implications of every single function has implications. Epinuts. Oh, okay. Is that like get all actors of class in Unreal? Yeah, it's like that. It's basically the same thing. You got it. 20 points to Hufflepuff. Sounds like you're describing Game Freak coding. Game Freak, I hope that they continue to improve and they bring on members who specialize in 3D development. I have huge respect for Game Freak because they make the Pokemon games and I've enjoyed those games for a very long time. I would just like to see them continue to improve and make continually better games. So I'm going to save myself, the minor frame hiccup, and I'm just going to reference that. But you see I have multiple fail safes now. So those fail safes, they're in there. But this is gross. This is gross because if the breathing rig is not found, that's going to be a problem. So it's you can either perform a check and you can say if you haven't checked it, there's one way to do it. You can say, well, this is private, by the way. The function, not the stream. The stream is public. Bool performed check, And then you can say, and if you have not performed the check yet. And after that, you perform the check equals true. So now we've added a little bit. You see, all we've added is this, and this. That's all we've added. And now, even if we didn't have that reference in there and it performed the check, we have saved ourselves that frame drop. If we had 4 characters on screen, that could be 15 to 20 frames per second that we lost. And I'm just, it may not even be that much, but there would be a significant performance cost because it varies from platform to platform. But you can see how it scales up. You have more characters on screen, more performance cost, and we've fixed it. We have fixed our performance issues with like 2 lines of code. So those are the kinds of things that you develop that understanding through doing. You don't just know this. People don't just teach this kind of thing in a day. It takes a while for you to learn it and understand it and to remember it, remembering all this stuff. But that's, to me, that's the fun of anything. Whether it is a career or a hobby, improving your proficiency and improving, that's fun to me. It's very satisfying. Okay, so we now have our logic where the character can drown. So what else can we work on here? They do some really inefficient coding. Yes, I think that is a problem with Game Freak and Ilka as well. I would like to see Ilka do better. Ilka made Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. That was frustrating. I can't. I don't want to sound mean, and I'm not here to insult and make fun of people, but Ilka did something with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl that tells me that this is novice level, not just programming, but software design. People were able to have the menu open multiple times. They called it the sandwich stacking or whatever in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. What they were doing was when you press, like the menu button in Brilliant Diamond or BDSP, it was instantiating a new menu. It was creating a brand new menu object. And I think, oh my oh my god, this cannot be real. This cannot be the people who are making a Pokemon game. Is you are instantiating a new menu. You have one menu object, and when you press the button, you open the menu object. And Ilka was creating a new menu. Oh my god, I have to stop. It's going to drive me insane, so I don't want to talk about that. Oh my god. That is a novice level software design. Any kind of software design, system design, that is what that's how a baby would do it. I have to stop because I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying mean things about other people. It's really frustrating me. Keep the smile. It's the heart of the human. A good human. See, like I don't want to say like, oh, they suck and they're the worst. I want to say like I want them to keep improving because I want them to make good products so that we can enjoy the products that they make. Nobody starts out as an expert. Everyone has to improve. I didn't start out knowing anything, and it takes time to improve. And I think it's better to encourage someone to keep learning more and to keep improving. And I folded my contact. I just folded my contact by rubbing my eye. Hey, Lone Wolfie, it's good to see you. Epinuts. I'm a novice and I've learned not to do that. Yeah, and it's easy for us to reach a point where we think that we know everything, and for me, it's important to never do that. So, I folded my contact. This is very unpleasant. I don't want to freak you out, but I have to stick my finger in my eyeball, I think, to try and. No, I got it. I fixed it. I fixed it. So I just have some life advice for you guys. If you get contacts, don't get dailies. Daily contacts can fold. If they're very soft, they're super, super comfortable. If you rub your eye, you could end up folding your contact, and now it's gone to the back of your eyeball and it's folded. Not trying to freak you out. I think monthly contacts are the way to go. So when creating a game like this, you need to test the tolerances of what your systems are capable of. So what we need to do here is now check how tight of a squeeze can I get this character in and out. So let's go ahead and just try this, right? We need to get a character into a squeeze and then out of a squeeze. And the levels are going to be very trial and error when it comes to this, right? I also want to make it to where when the player gets close to something, it can trigger an animation or a movement. Oh. Okay. I don't know if that's tight enough. So what I will have to do for me, I'll have to create a tool, and the tool will be a spacer, so I can put the spacer in there and I can see the absolute minimum that I know that players can fit through. Tim Lair, dude, hear me out. What if you crawl and a giant worm comes out of nowhere? That would give me a panic attack, honestly. I can't wait to do the audio design for this. I want all kinds of like scraping sounds, muffled, deep breathing. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get our character through this squeeze here. So again, this game you move one leg at a time. I've already my arms. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. All right. I get my arms, legs. Okay, legs, go. Use my legs. Okay. Come on, use my arms. Can I fit through that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can fit through that. Porkmancer, I'm getting claustrophobic just watching this getting coded. No, Porkmancer, don't freak out. See, look at all the space that I have here. So what I'm going to do... This is static. I won't be able to move it, so I need to take off the static. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to rotate it a little bit, and then I'm going to pinch myself on in there. Okay, take off the maximize. See, I'm looking at... Hold on, we'll just do this. See how much I can get pinched in there. And we'll just get our gizmos out of the way really quick, actually. Okay, see, that's kind of... That'd be too tight, wouldn't it? Tight. I want the player to barely fit... Oh, I feel sick. I feel sick looking at this. So, once I end play mode, it's going to reset the values. So what you can do, this is a really, really useful tip. Right-click on transform and copy component and watch what happens. So I copy the component. We're going to end play mode, and you can see it's reset. Now I'm going to right-click and paste component values, and it's now pasted the values it had during play mode. That is extremely useful. If you didn't know that you could do that, keep it in mind. It's very useful when it comes to fine-tuning your levels. It's super, super useful. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try and get our dude through here again. Okay. Yeah, I hope that was helpful. Yes, the water, red and blue. And I will adjust the water in the gameplay. You know, it's looking for lighting, and I need to have it to be self-emissive to some degree. So I might, you know what? Let's do it. I keep saying I'm gonna do it. Let's just do it. And I'm gonna drink my cold coffee that's been sitting here. Hold on. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Oh, hold on. I don't know. I don't know what this... Look, I'm bad at YouTube. I don't really know how to do YouTube much. I'm gonna click on this. Is this something? Is that something? I want to get a pizza for lunch. So you can see our water is kind of hard to see, right? I'm going to change the shader. See, it's set to transparency, transparent, bump diffuse. I do want it self-illuminating diffuse. That's what I want. Oh, but I want it transparent as well. And see how that's not transparent? Oh. Okay. There may not be a good... Oh, you know, I think the best way to do it would be with the standard shader and then use emission. I try to avoid standard shaders if I'm making a project that's meant to be more about a really high frame rate, because Unity's super, super heavy. Unity's crazy heavy. So we'll put it into fade. And now you can see what it looks like here. We can now see the water. If we turn off emission, you'll see that you don't see the water. You can change the emission color. See? We can change the transparency as well. But shaders, the standard shader, you know, like, it's not a big deal, you know, but there is a performance cost because it's nice, but it's a little heavy. But not everything's going to be using it. I'm going to just use diffuse shaders. So let's go ahead, let's go back over to our water and just see what it looks like with the lighting. Okay. Experimental, yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think the water looks better now? And you can see that you can barely see the surface of the water. It's a little highlighted. That's what I want. Okay. Ugh. Okay, now let's see if we can get our guy. Come on. I gotta move my arms. One limb at a time. One limb at a time. Ugh. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, I don't want to roll. If I roll, I'll get stuck. I have to crawl. I gotta flatten my body. Okay. Oh, I feel sick. Oh, okay. Oh, no, no, no. That was pretty easy. That was pretty easy. I made it. Okay. Oh, just barely. Just barely. So what I should do, I should make, see, this is the kind of understanding you only gain through this kind of testing is I should make the physics colliders a little smaller so it looks like your character is getting squished as they go through a squeeze. So let's go ahead and do that now. I made it. Piece of cake. I made it. Okay. Look at this. This is like a the music video for Smooth Criminal where Michael Jackson leans over. That's about that's about as much as Michael Jackson leans over in that. Let's just go to like, oh yeah, we want it to look really uncomfortable. Okay, so we're going to fine tune our boxes just a little more. So on our hips, yeah, I want the player to get real squished up in there. Oh, hold on, I changed the wrong value. Hold on. We'll close the character joint because I'll change the wrong thing. Okay, to 6. Yeah, get them real squishy. This is the torso. There we go. Yeah, and then the head should be a little bit more. Ooh, here we go. Head. See how it sticks out just a bit? What we'll do is change that to 6. 5. Okay. I think I want to move it forward just to... Oop. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2, 8. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'll look at my legs. So my calves are too thick. Anyone have that? Is that relatable? Can anyone relate to calves being too thick? Does anyone have that? Is that just a me problem or? So have a look at this capsule collider here. That's too thick, right? Let's just go ahead and trim that on. Oops, that was the height. That's 0, 1. We'll go 0, 8. 4, 2. Yeah. That seems good to me. We'll go 0, 8 and 4, 2. 0, 8, 4, 2. That's one on the other side. Okay, there we go. That should allow our caver to be able to get squished up in there real good. Okay, and let's try it. Okay, use my legs to push me on up in there, get my arms going. Ugh. See, in this game, there'll just be preset caves that your character starts out where they're kind of stuck. Oh! Oh, I hate this. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. I like this a lot. uh, I'm gonna just look at... Okay. I think that's fine. I think that's good. Okay, so let's just make sure we have that. Okay. We apply that. I'm just going to duplicate it again as a backup because I'm going to make some changes here. Backup. And so every stage, and this is what's going to add to the challenge of it, is every stage has your character in a sort of a default position, right? Or a default pose. So that makes it to where every stage can feel a little different, you know? So we're going to go like this. This person's default pose is going to be this. And I'm not sure if this is something, would do you guys think people would be interested in if this game had like a stage creator? Because something like that would take a fair bit of time and a fair bit of doing on my part. Left shoulder, right shoulder. Okay, right arm. You know what? I don't want to save this prefab because this is supposed to be my template, and I don't want to ruin my template. You know what? That's why I made a backup of the template. Okay. Oh, I should have done that. Oh. Okay, see that didn't take very long, did it? Okay, now this is going to add some complication because now that... Is this part of Hero of Destiny? Is just another game? Hi, Bruno. No, this is a new game. This is my next one that I'm working on. I'll probably have this one done in a week or two. This is top 15 caving disasters. My leg is doing something... What is up with that? My leg's done something crazy. My foot over there. Oh, I need to define the limits. See, the foot is allowed to lean back farther, so I need to define the character joint. So I'll have to adjust that swing limit. I'll have to experiment and then find out where to set the limits. So for now, I'm just going to go like that because it shouldn't be able to bend back that far. Okay. So you can see now the character is sort of trying to get themselves into this sort of crawling position because I've set that as the defined. Okay, now it's actually getting kind of tough. Come on. Oh! I could get my arms through. Okay, if I just squeeze my arms through a little bit. My arms first. My arm is stuck. Oh, my arm is stuck and I'm trying to get it forward. Oh, okay. I got my arm free. Okay. Now if my legs, see my legs, I gotta straighten out my legs a little bit. See my... Okay, yeah. Okay, I can squeeze through. I can get my leg through there. Just... Oh, I'm stuck. No, I can do it. I can do it. I get my arms through. Okay. My legs are just a little bit jammed in there, but see, you gotta wiggle one leg at a time. Okay. Hold on. I'm getting it. My arms. Come on. And then there's going to be a timer at the bottom of the screen. So it lets you know that you're running out of oxygen and energy. I'm almost through, guys. Whoa, this feels like real caving. I've gone caving. I've gone in a cave. My foot is stuck on the rock. I'm making it. Come on. Okay, now I need to get my arms through. Okay. Uh-oh. I twisted my body a little bit. That's not good. I'm so close to getting through. My legs got jammed. I'll use my arms to pull myself forward. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not using my arms enough. Come on. Oh, you see how starting my character in that crawling pose has made this way more difficult now? So that's how I'm going to make every level that I design is going to have some sort of unique challenge to it because, you know, the character's posing is going to be a little different each time. Oh, this feels so good being able to get out of there. I'm getting out, guys. I'm getting out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. That was okay. That was way more satisfying than I thought it was going to be. Oh, this is making me laugh. And it's important to test your games from this aspect of, are people actually going to enjoy this? Because I've done, I call it a fun check. And I'll just try and see if my game is actually fun, like engaging with a game mechanically and intellectually. Those are the two most important things to me, is what are you doing to engage with your game mechanically and intellectually? And to me, I had to think about it, and then I had to engage with the controls. I thought it was fun. So that's the kind of thing that makes me really excited, because I think, oh man, if I make this and put this out there, people are going to have fun with this. So that's what drives me when I'm developing my games. And that was really satisfying getting through there. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited to get this game out to you guys. Look at my guy, so excited. Goodbye. Ah! Oh no! He's gone. That guy's gone. That was so fun. Wow. So, yeah. Do you guys think people would like a level builder, or do you think people would just kind of like start out with just the default levels? So eventually I'll figure out. Oh, we got the Hero of Destiny music is playing right now. Yeah, I'll have to define so that the legs can't, so that doesn't flip all the way around like that. Okay, so that really stressed me out actually. I just need a moment to sort of recalibrate my brain. I wasn't kind of I wasn't thinking I was gonna get that invested, but that really stressed me out. Ooh, and we'll do another live stream soon, and we'll play a Hero of Destiny there and hang out and play that. Okay, so let me think here. Maybe update it afterwards with the level builder if enough people show interest in the game. I think you're on the right track. I think that's a good idea, Bruno. Because this kind of level design really requires a lot of testing and fine tuning, and building a level designer for this would take a lot of effort and a lot of work on my part. And I'm not even sure if, do people want to feel stressed out trying to get through a cave? So we're able to... So what I want now, I want players to be able to... definitely looks like a game that would be fun to make levels, though. The level designer has to be really good, and I've never built a player-driven level designer before, so that's something that I'm aware I don't have experience creating a level builder, so I know that it would take me a lot of time to build proficiency at creating a level builder. That's why I'm not... It's easy when you don't have decades of experience, it's easy for you to get wrapped up in saying, oh yeah, my game can have this, and oh yeah, we'll do this, we'll put this in the game, we'll put that in that, and unless you have decades of experience of really working on a lot of projects and completing and shipping projects, you are going to overinflate your scope, and then you'll make it to where your project can't be completed because you keep adding too much stuff that you don't even have the proficiency for. And this is why we see a huge problem in the AAA games industry, is that the people that are at the management positions do not have that level of understanding and experience. They just keep saying, oh yeah, well, this game is doing that, we should copy them, and we'll do this and we'll do that. And the development team doesn't even have the proficiency to do what the leadership wants. That's why so many games are ending up problematic in terms of low quality. They're ballooning in budget, they have to outsource. It's just incompetent management, Yeah, exactly, for the level builder creative. It has to be good. And I know that I can't just make a level builder because I've never done it before. And that's why I'm saying I'm not going to ship this game with a level builder. Because when you implement something like that, you have to be good at it. I can see people making caves based off people who died in them. That's kind of what I want. People making those actual cave systems. I think it would be fun. Okay, so it'd be... What I need to test now, that we haven't done yet, is we need people to be able to climb up. So we have our limit here. I'm going to leave this here so I can build a spacer, and the spacer will be my template. So I know, you know what? I say I'm going to do it. Let's just do it, baby. We're going to build our spacer right here. So let's go ahead and reset that. And we're just going to scale it so I know exactly what the minimum space is that a character could potentially fit through. And we're going to go spacer. I say I'm going to do it, but I should just do it. Get that spacer on there. And let's go ahead and make this green. Green means go, by the way, if you guys hadn't heard that. I don't know if you know this yet. Green means go. Okay. Now, I just want to make sure There we go. Ooh. There. Now I'll just use this block as a template so I know, as long as I adhere to that... I'll turn off the box collider as well. Yeah, that is my spacer. There we go. And this is something careful that you should do, just in case you accidentally ship your game with it. Editor only. So even if you ship the game, that will be removed. It's lovely, crazy, and fun, yeah. So what I want to do is build a ledge that players would be able to climb up on. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just adjust. And again, these are just prototype. This is the Unity default cube. It's good for prototyping. What we'll do is we'll try to climb up a ledge. Okay. And I need to adjust the game's mechanics so that it is possible to climb up a ledge. We'll do this here. Oh, I'm already feeling sick just like looking at this. See, here's where I need my spacer, right? I need to make sure that the player is able to... And this is something to consider when I'm doing a level builder, is to have give the player a way to see the spacer so that players that are using a level builder, they could potentially see what the minimum gap is. Okay. And then I want players to also be able to break the rules. You know, like I don't want to be heavy-handed when it comes to the restrictions for level creation. Okay. And I can already see, because I have the spacer to tell me, I know that the player will be able to fit through there. Let's go ahead and just make it uncomfortable. Let's make it real uncomfortable. Just tighten it up as we go. It'll be so satisfying. It'll be so satisfying in this game when you give the player like a big cavern, like just some breathing room. Yeah, I'd like to like air quality as well, because in these places you can get bad air. You know, if you should have like mechanics where you can light a candle for light, but then the candle reduces the air quality. You know, because it uses up the oxygen. Oh, this looks so awful. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and try. Let's try this, but I just want it to pinch a little more. Let's pinch it. Green equals go, yellow equals go, red equals go slowly. Yeah, that sounds right. No, green means go, yellow means go faster, and red means probably go slow. Okay, I'm going to turn around. Now, I want to be able to climb up there. So let's see. I can test going under. That's no problem. I can go under that. Okay, but I need to be able to get up. So I'll use my hips and my arms. My head and my arms. I want to get my head and my arms up there. Come on, come on. Come on! Get your arms. Oh, I almost got my arm up there. Okay. Okay, hold on. You gotta crab claw it. I'm gonna do it, guys. Oh, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I gotta get my other arm up. Come on. Oh! Oh, I'm so close, guys! I'm so close! I'm right there. I'm right there. I'm right there. Come on. I gotta get this okay, there. I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm so close. I can feel it. I can feel it in my arms. I'm so close. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm right there, guys. I'm right there. Oh no! No! I was celebrating and I didn't concentrate. Oh my god. Okay, I'll go leg first. I'll go leg first. I'm so close. I have to take a break. I have to take a break. This is how people die in caves. This is actually how people die in caves. Oh my god. Okay, so this is a situation where I feel like it should be a little easier, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower it a little. Oh man, that That, I think, is funny. That is so funny to me. I need to have tapered ledges so it comes to a little point so it's easier to climb up on. So this is the kind of level design that will require a huge amount of fine-tuning. So what we'll do is we'll copy the component again on the transform, because once I exit play mode, the transform will reset. So I'm going to copy the component, exit it, paste it, and I think it should be easier to climb up now. Oh man, another QWOP fan, Ray's a QWOP fan. Yeah, we played a lot of QWOP in my software development course. Okay, so I'm going to move my legs around. I swing my legs around. Again, you control one limb at a time. Okay, okay, okay. I think that looks so doable right now because I've adjusted it. Okay, come on, get my arms up. I can do this. I can do it. No, go back a little. Okay. I have this in the bag. I got it. Oh, come on. You can do it. I pushed the wrong direction. I shouldn't have done that. No, I got this. It's doable. Okay, I can do it. Arms. Get your arms up. I can do it. No, this is doable. No. I just have to figure out how to play my own video game that I made. Redmine. Oh, cool. I have creepy cave music playing. This is the kind of music that I will write. This is music, again, if you want to use this music in your projects, it's available on my Patreon. You can use it. It's royalty-free stuff, but it's the kind of music that I'm going to create for this game. I got to get my head and my arms up. Head, arms. Okay. Arms. My arms have to... Your other arm has to go. Okay. Okay. Come on. No, back up a little. Back up. Okay. Back up, dude. Back up, I said. Okay. No, we got it. See, after you get your upper body there, you got to use your legs to push yourself, right? Come on. Yep, you got it. You got this. Up. You got it. Come on. Damn. This is how people die in caves. This is exactly what it looks like. Okay, play your own video game challenge impossible. So here's what we're going to do. So I have to have an understanding of why something is or isn't working the way that I want it to. And I feel like my upper body is not going up enough. So do you remember those values that we exposed earlier? Earlier, we exposed head strength and hip strength. And head strength, I think, is what I want to increase. But here's the thing. Right now, it's currently directly affecting the head. And I'm not sure if I want it to be the head or the chest. So what we're going to do is before we adjust any of these values, what we'll do is we will change it to where it's the chest that is being affected, and we'll see how that affects gameplay. The flow wave. Okay. So there's my hips. And see, if I set it to the chest, I feel like it doesn't move the part of the body that I want. So I've tried it. I didn't like it. Didn't like it. So what we'll do now is we'll reset that back to the head. And on head strength, it's 1.1 right now. What we'll do is we'll change it. We'll put it back to 1.4 and we'll see. And I'm not sure. Maybe hip strength does need to be increased again. So let me flip myself around. What I'll do is I'll just control my legs and I'll use my arms to pull myself forward. Okay, get my arm unstuck. Okay. See my head now? Okay. I think the head might be a little too strong, but the hips now are not strong enough. See, the hips aren't getting me up over there. So if I combine... Oh, I'm close. Okay, what I will do now, and this is a matter of fine-tuning, we'll reduce that to 1.3 and increase that to 2.2. Reminds me of the old Flash game times. Those were fun. You know, it was like a creative Wild West, the Flash games. I kind of miss that mentality of just creating something weird and cool and interesting mechanically, you know? Okay, my hips are a bit stronger now. I can feel more strength in my hips. Oh, oh! I hit my head. Okay, I need to go head, hips, legs. Head, hips, legs. Head, hips, arms, legs. Head, hips, arms, legs. Head, hips, arms, legs. Okay. Arms, come on, arms. Arms, please. Oh, my arm is stuck. This is how people die in these caves. This is how people die. Oh, I was close. Okay, spin my legs around. Arms. Legs, arms. I'm gonna make it. Arms. Oh, guys. Okay, I gotta pull myself. I'm stressed out right now. Hips, arms, legs. Hips, arms, legs. Hips, arms, legs. Ah! Oh! This is really stressful. This is stressing me out. Okay, it's doable. Oh, that is doable. This is so funny to me. This makes me laugh. Yeah, I just think people... It works, Markiplier's gonna love. I just think people are gonna have a laugh. I just want people to have fun and have a laugh, and I think this game will do it. This is so funny to me. So you see how before I kept struggling and it didn't really feel like it was possible, but then I adjusted those values a bit, and then it was possible. So that's the kind of thing that this game really, really requires a lot of testing on, is adjusting those values. So, yeah. I feel so relieved right now making it out of there. So it's going to be a combination of that, the sound effects, the special effects on screen. That's what's going to make all of this work. It's going to make it feel satisfying when you get out of there. So I'll have to combine that with music cues and special effects, screen filters. Okay. That was so satisfying. Does each input add upward velocity to those specific bones? Good question, Dan Silvers. It's not just upward velocity. It depends on the analog stick direction as well. So I'll press R. R is my right hand. You see, not much happens. If I hold up on the right analog stick and press R, you'll see the effect that it has. So it follows the analog stick. If I press up on the left analog stick and L, you see my arm. And then both arms, I'll alternate my arms. But my limbs are getting exhausted now. So you can see I can pull myself around, like I can turn myself around. My leg, if I just press the leg, you'll see it kind of nudges you. If I press up on the left analog stick and then L2, you see my legs moving. So the analog stick does matter, but just pressing X is your hips. But also, L3 and R3 will do that as well. No, please don't put me back in the hole. Don't put me back in the hole. Oh my god, I just thought of something horrifying. I thought of something. Oh, guys. I've just thought of this right now. What if we have... Okay, so we're going to get through the squeeze. Oh, man. I just thought of this. Okay. What we're going to do is now use different physics material. So you see how we have no physics material there right now? If we just sort of select the default, and then I'll make sure all of these have their own properties as well. Hold on just a moment here. Okay, so if we go terrain slippery, oh, let's see what happens. So we can have terrain that's a little more higher friction and some that's lower friction. So what we'll do is we set that to terrain slippery, and then we'll check the values on terrain slippery and dynamic friction, static friction. Let's go ahead and set that to 2 and 2. And then on friction combined, we'll go minimum. Okay, what we're going to do is get through the squeeze now. Weird game, love it. Awesome. Yeah, I thought this would be a fun one to just hang out with you guys, and we can just chill and work on this game. Okay. Oh, I got to get through the squeeze, so I got to flatten out my body. See how I'm kind of... Okay, see, I'm moving my legs. Okay, now I'll use my arms to pull myself forward through this squeeze. I can get through this squeeze. This is easy. Yeah. Come on. Use my legs to push myself a little. Oh, this is going to be so good. I can smell peak stream entertainment. This is so... I'm having actually just like fun thinking of like cool level ideas now, and I think this will be fun. This will be a fun one to hang out with you guys. And you know, eventually, you know, if people really like this and we do get custom levels, I think it'd be cool to watch your guys' levels. Oh, guys, look. Look how slippery that is. Oh no! So what if you have to climb up a slippery surface? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah, it's really hard to climb up this. Okay, let's go ahead and mess with our guy a little bit. Okay, so on our terrain, what if we... Okay, we're gonna set that to 1.5 and 1.5. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, please. Look, if I don't press anything, I start sliding down. Oh, what if there's a waterfall? I think that's what we should do. Dan Silvers, I think you're right, because there's quite a few of these caving disaster stories where there is a waterfall, and the people have to struggle against, you know, the running water. So yeah, that's absolutely something that we can implement. So now visually, we just have to show running water, but logically, we now have everything we need to have like a waterfall hazard. And we can have water rushing into the cave. I think that would be very good. I can make it. I'll go backwards and I'll use because my hands have good friction. It's designed so where your hands have maximum friction. Yeah, this is doable. This is doable. No, please. I got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is fun. This is weirdly satisfying. Oh god, that's truly rage-inducing. Looks like me getting out of bed. You just quap your way out, and you quap your way over to the coffee machine, and then once you get your coffee, you can start functioning like a normal person. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we have this slippery surface here. Woo! Come on! Now the head, I don't want the head to be so bouncy though. Please! Oh my god, no! Oops. Okay, so what we'll do, I don't want the head to sort of jerk out like a fish. So what I will do is I will also reference the chest, and then I will split the force between the chest and the head. So I think I have chest exposed already. Oh, I do. I have chest exposed already. Okay, what we're going to do... So what I want to change... Have a look at this, you know, so when I press triangle, or R3, see the head sort of jerks, but then it leaves the rest of the body behind. What we want to do is also have the chest have some of that force as well. So we'll double-click on that. See our logic down here. So we have the head add force. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to split that between that and the chest. So what we do is we bracket that, so all of that is performed. It's calculated first, and then we'll multiply it by 0.7. And it is a float. We put an F at the end. We'll go ahead and copy this line, and we'll go chest. And now the chest will add the force. And what's 1 minus 0.7 is 0.3. So now maybe it will look a little more natural. So what we've done is we've just split that. Red Cave, come back. Have you seen the Mario movie yet? I'm planning on taking my kids to it. I haven't seen it yet. I did really like the first one. I thought it was really fun. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I've heard people say that the new Mario movie is really like they're constantly like the pacing's really fast, is what I've heard. They constantly move to new scenes. Okay, so the head sort of jerks up a little bit. Still a little much. What we'll do... Okay, I'll adjust the logic a bit more. Does the DualSense have back paddles? I can picture those boosting angles. No, the DualSense doesn't. But now that you say that, it makes me consider what I could do for controllers that do have buttons on the back. Joy-Cons have the SL buttons, and I can control, I can get input from those. Let's go ahead and just move the balance. What if we just 50-50 it then? We'll go 50-50. And then we're going to put on music. Okay. So let's straighten out, and I just want to see if it just looks a little more natural. So it's the chest and the... it still kind of looks the same to me. Oh, you know what it is, though? You know what it is? Because the torso's so much heavier, it requires more force because it's so heavy. What we'll do... Yeah, we'll do this. 1 point... I know this looks... I know it looks crazy. I know it looks crazy. We'll do this. It's not like a linear amount of force. It's sort of like an exponential thing. Okay, but you see it's a little too much now? Okay, so now we can adjust it and fine-tune it. But it looks a little more natural as, you know, like the tail wagging the dog. You know what I mean? Let's try that. See, that looks closer to what I want. It's just a little more natural, you know what I mean? Okay, spin myself around, baby right round, and then try it. Yeah. Come on. I gotta go up this. Okay, arms. Get your arms up there. Arms. Arms. Chest. Arms. Arms! Chest and arms. Okay, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get your arm up there. Okay, see? Okay. Ugh. Come on! Come on! You can do it! Okay, so I already can tell that I need to fine-tune and adjust that a little more. I'll give that 1.2, and I'll give that 3. And I think maybe... It's got to feel right. It's, in terms of... Yeah. The gameplay feel is so important, you know? Okay. Okay, arms... If I can just get on my knees, it would be... Okay, come on. Up, and then arms. Up, and then arms. Yep, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, baby. This is how we cave. I'm trying to get my arm up. There we go. Oh, no! Oh, no, I celebrate. See, you don't celebrate. This is the problem. This is the problem with caving disasters, is people celebrate too soon, and they die. And I need to learn from all the cave YouTube videos that I've seen, is you don't celebrate too soon. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Dude, you almost have it. Look at me leaning back like I'm a dad playing Mario Kart in 1998. I'm like leaning like this. No, I have to be able to do this because I have to test it to where it's functional. Yeah. Use your arms, use your arms. That's doable, yeah. Use your arms, legs, and arms. Come on. Legs up, arms left. Legs up, arms left. Legs up, leg up, arm left. Okay, I can do it. Arms, leg up, arm left. Leg up, arm left. Oh, no, 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 please, please, no! Ah! It's like dance improvisation. Yeah, there's kind of like a visual flow to it, you know? So I'm gonna look at my stats. So I will have it to where the color of the character, they'll start white and then they'll become more red as you get exhausted. And if we take a look at my character stats now, we'll see that the stamina... Oh no, my stamina's still decent. So I think the stamina it's not draining fast enough. You see, I'm at 966, so that's 96%. So now that I see that I need to adjust the stamina drain rate. So let's go ahead and double the stamina drain rate. Apply it. And I'm just gonna try it. It's so funny. My nephew runs and jumps in place playing Smash. That is adorable! That's so cute. Kimchi asked, what characters does your nephew like playing? No, I can do it. I made video games, so I should be able to play video game. Come on. Yeah! Guys, I got my arms up, right? Okay. Head, torso, arms. Arm. This guy, this is what it looks like when you've been out with the boys at your Irish pub session playing music and drinking till late. What you look like afterwards. Break, dance of the break. Okay, get my hips up. Gotta get my hips and then my arms and my legs. Oh! You can't celebrate though. That's the thing. You can't celebrate too soon. Okay. Yeah. That's normal. What I just did. Okay, yeah. This is normal. Head, shoulders, knees. This is what caving looks like. Dude, you could probably you can do breakdancing. You can. You can breakdance. This is so like it's weirdly satisfying. Okay. Now I'm gonna check my stamina levels, right? Let's see what my stamina looks like now. Arms, legs, okay. My arm. The music, yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm at 87% health, 84%. Yeah, that feels better to me. The drain rate on your stamina. Okay. Right. That was really satisfying. So, I have identified a flaw as well, and that the character, there's invisible walls. It's important for games to have invisible walls. Even Breath of the Wild has invisible walls, you know, to some extent. You know what? Well, philosophical invisible walls, right? Not necessarily physical ones. Oh no, they do. I think Breath of the Wild does. So on the boundary, right? The player can bump up against the boundary. I'll just show you the boundaries here. You know, so they stop the player from falling out of the environment, but there is friction on the environment, and the player can get stuck. And I was noticing that. So what we'll do is we'll give it slippery, but what we actually will do is do 0 friction. 0 friction. So that way the environment purely has the invisible walls have no friction, because I did notice I was getting stuck on the invisible walls. There we go. And then we'll just modify the values so it is 0, 0. Perfect. That's it. Oh, he likes Fire Emblem and Zelda characters. Interesting. I find when I don't want to be it like a shitty Smash player when I'm playing with my friends, you know. So if I find that I've picked too many like zoners in a row, because like nobody enjoys going up against like a Samus or a Duck Hunt, right? It's not fun getting spammed by projectiles. When I find that I've done that too many times in a row, then I'll just play all the Fire Emblem characters, you know, the ones with just the swords, you know, just to sort of even it out a bit. How'd you get footage of my grandpa's B-boy videos? What? I thought I burned my cousins. I have cousins in Washington, and they they grew up in sort of like the b-boy scene, and they did breakdancing and all that, you know. They're like proper breakdancers. Okay, what can we test here? So I used to watch them do all the breakdancing, all like the proper moves and everything. Let's see the tolerance. Let's test the tolerance on the angle of this. What we can climb up. I would like to know the tolerance. Oh, that is steep. Ooh. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab our dude, and we are going to test the tolerance of a slippery surface. This is a slippery surface. Okay. And if you're new to the stream, if you're just checking in, we have 5 copies left. Actually, I've kind of lost count. I don't know if I've been counting. Of my latest game, The Hero of Destiny was killed by the final boss. Sorry. Yeah, my last game, I just finished it and launched it. If you'd like a copy, let me know if you'd like a copy for Steam or Nintendo Switch. Please, I want to live. You know how I did it last time? I used my hands as a brake, because my hands have high friction. Oh, see... Please, my legs. Come on. I feel like this is almost doable. My legs. Use my legs. Use my arms and then my legs. Come on. My arms. My arms. My legs. Okay. See, my hands hold me in place. I can do this. This is doable. Okay. 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 This is how caving works. I assure you. I assure you this is how caving works. Okay. 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 I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was stressful. Okay. Okay. Come on. Up. Up. Just a little. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Always played Yoshi and Pikachu in the OG Super Smash Bros. And have not failed me yet. You know, nothing... I think nothing deals as much emotional damage as egging somebody as Yoshi and then right off the ledge, and then they just fall off the ledge. What? Let's see how fast our guy falls. If I don't try to stop the fall, let's see. Let's see. He's gone, man. That's terminal velocity. Okay, that is fun. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and program some logic because I want objects to be able to move to some degree to I'm trying to think of a way that is scalable to where I don't have to create unique animations, right? Like to tell an object to move from one spot to another, you know. DDD main here. I had 3 younger guys hyping themselves up once, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty good at Smash. And they were like, prove it. So I ended up being a 3v1. My fault for bullying it. Nice. There's certain characters, like Rob is someone that I think could do a 3v1. Zelda could do a 3v1 because she can just throw out phantoms and her side B, and then if they don't know what to do about you teleporting into them, you can psych them out by just teleporting and then holding down so that you appear in the same spot. You could spam the neutral B on Zelda. Yeah, I'm a Zelda player. Yeah, I'm a Zelda main. I'm an Ice Climbers main as well. You know what we should do sometime? We should just play Smash. Like, I don't know if you guys want to go on a live stream and then, I don't know, we'll set up a room and then you guys can jump in and then we can play Smash. But oh man, I love Smash. But I'm trying to be a better person and not be Zelda and then be crappy to people and then just spam. So that's my effort to try and be a better person, is just not play Zelda. Ice Climbers is so fun. There's nothing quite as satisfying as icing someone. If you can get it right to ice them as they're trying to get on the ledge. And then I try to do that as early as possible in a match because it'll inflict emotional damage. And then if you do that, you have a pretty good advantage. Hip hop from the underground. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this, to doing the soundtrack for this. I will show you all just how terrible Duck Hunt can be. Duck Hunt is, I think that, I don't know internet slang, but I think the actual word is degenerate. I think Duck Hunt is degenerate. It's just, you're throwing stuff all day long, and I don't have a problem with it, because I really enjoy playing Duck Hunt. I'm so glad Duck Hunt is there. Yeah, we should do a Smash live stream sometime. We can all just hang out and, yeah, do like a free-for-all. I think it'd be fun. I think emotional damage is super important. Okay, I'm just thinking in my brain here. I'm thinking, okay. All right, here's what I'm thinking, right? I want to be able to, okay, cave creature, movable, scripted movable object, right? So I want the player to be able to sort of trigger things like part of the ceiling coming down, you know? And then we also want, I don't know why I moved that. I still need that. And then, okay, okay, cave creature, movable trigger, right? So we need to trigger the movable object, okay? And remember earlier we had the logic. If you don't need the update, then you probably shouldn't have it in there. I don't know if I need it yet. But you know, if you want to make it easier on yourself, you feel free to copy and paste your code as much as you want, you know. On trigger, enter. I'm just going to copy and paste that. See, it just saves me a little bit of typing. Just take out the logic there. Okay, so we want the logic. We want to check for the layer is body part. So we're going to check the layer number. Body part is layer 8, okay? So we will check for body part layer 8, and now if this interacts with a body part, then this will trigger. So let's go ahead and go public movable object, see, scripted movable object. We have public bool already activated, you know, okay, and not already activated. Already activated is equal to true. So once it touches a body part, it will activate. And again, this is for a driver and a stub. A stub is a placeholder, and driver is just the logic that activates it. So what we're going to do is just put in a stub really quick, and this is public void. Public means it can be called by another class. We'll go public void activate now. Ooh. And then we'll also, look, I'm just going to be cheeky. Like, there's no reason to do this. I'm going to save myself half a second of typing. I'm going to copy and paste that. But generally when I work as quickly as I can and optimally as I can. Public bool is activated. Now we want some behaviors for it. So public float, activation duration. And let's just say like it's half a second. No, 1 second, okay? We want public vector 3 move. Yeah, movement. And then public float movement speed, okay? All right, okay. So now, right now, this is just a stub. It's a placeholder, doesn't have any logic. We need to reference it in our driver. Now we're going to drive that. So, and then here's this, right? If scriptable movable object is not equal to null. And this, again, we don't want to have a null reference. That can cause all kinds of crazy stuff to happen. Okay, copy, paste that, activate. So if that does exist, and hopefully it should, but that's just, you know, that is a fail-safe. We'll activate it now. And right now we're going to have just stub logic debug .log, okay? Player touched me. Okay, so we want to have a trigger. So let's go ahead and just create an object. Actually, we'll do it like this, okay? But we will create a new graphic for this trigger. I'd like to put that in there. I'd like to set the material. I'd like to change the material on that trigger. Okay, and we are going to change the colors so it's something that we can identify, and that will be yellow. Right, that is yellow. Now, I'd like to do a particle effect, just so it looks like something that's a bit transparent, additive, and we'll put the color to yellow. Just a bit of additive color, so it's like to be able to see through it. There, we can see through it a little, so it doesn't obscure the environment. Okay, so this will be our trigger. So this is, and we'll make prefabs for this as well. Okay, and what we'll do is, where is the script that we just created? Is the movable trigger. And then what we want to do is public renderer to hide, okay? And what we want to do is not have it be visible during gameplay. So if renderer to hide is not equal to null, render to hide dot enabled equals false. So when we start the gameplay, this should not be visible to the player. We want it visible to the stage developer, whoever's developing the stage. We want it to be visible to the stage developer, the scene developer, but not the player. So if we hit run, that should no longer be visible. Correct, and the logic is sound. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, but you see we're getting caught on it. You see how we're caught on that? We're going to go ahead and now make that a trigger, and then we'll check our logic here. And now we want a movable object. What we're going to do is now use this one and treat this like a movable object. Okay, so we're going to assign that script is movable object, and we're going to go Y for the movement is -1. The speed will be, let's see, 0.2. Sorry if I'm moving too fast. Let me know if I'm moving too fast for you, just so you can follow along. Okay, so activation duration will be for 1 second. It'll move downward. Okay. But we don't have the logic in there yet. What we should get is, okay, movable cube. Okay, so the reason why I've changed the name there so it's easy to find. So we want to reference the movable object. We open our selector here, and you can see that any movable cubes show up in there because it's in the script. Okay, so what we should get some debug logic on the console. So let's go ahead and move through it. Oh, Ginoze, to quote a great poet, quack, quack, boom, bringing nothing but doom. When the ducks fly up, I'm clearing the room. What's that from? Is that something? Okay, so we have the console here, and it says the player touched me. So the player did touch the trigger. Okay? And it should only be able to happen once. Okay? So our stub logic did activate. Our driver and stub did work. So what we will now do is we will replace that stub, that placeholder logic, with the actual logic now. So is activated is equal to true. Okay, but if already activated, return. So if it has already been activated, then it won't let you activate it again. It prevents anything from underneath, so it ends this function. Anything underneath it will not be performed. So that again is equal to true. Okay, and what we want to do is now end the activation. So we'll go void end activation. And then what we'll do is I'm going to save myself half a second of typing here by copying and pasting, going to false. And what we want to do is now invoke, which means it will call this function after a certain amount of time. And that certain amount of time will be activation duration. We can start typing that. It comes up in the list there. Select it. So turns activation is activated is equal to true, and then after the activation duration, which is the activation duration by default 1 second, we can change that in the scene. It will end the activation, and now when we have update, we'll just say void perform movement. Okay, and if is activated, perform movement. Okay, and now we have our transform.translate. So that's going to move our movement speed, movement multiplied by movement speed. And then we are going to multiply that by time.delta time. And the reason why I'm multiplying it by delta time is so that it is not dependent on the frame rate to work at a specific speed. If you did not have this, if you didn't have delta time, then if your frame rate drops, then the movement speed will not be the same. If your frame rate goes up, your character will actually move way faster. If you include delta time in there, then even if your frame rate drops, the movement speed will be about the same. Minor fluctuations, because math is weird and crazy and it doesn't necessarily listen to the laws of physics. I'd been so down for a Steam version, by the way. Oh, hey, Waldo, yeah. Great. Have a good watch. The amount of Goo Buddies development and the Digimon Digivolutions vids are great. Yes, Waldo Hall, let me get you that Steam download code. Okay, here we go. This is for Waldo. Waldo Hall, there we go. Okay, this is for the hero of destiny was killed by the final boss. Okay. And that's your Steam code. I hope you enjoy. Please have fun. I think maybe I wasn't updating the counter here. Okay, we have 4 codes left. All right, so this is very quickly. I didn't even double check. We're just going to see if it works, but I'm actually going to increase the movement speed just so I'm certain. Yeah, you're welcome. I hope you have fun, and keep an eye on the channel because I will upload tip videos, and I'll do more live streams where we can play the game and hang out and have a laugh, and we can play Smash Bros. Okay, so we're going to see if this functions. If this functions, this should move for 1 second. It should move once I hit that trigger. So let's go ahead and now touch the trigger box. Whoa! Okay, it moved a little too much, but our logic did function correctly, and because we keep track of activation using the activation Boolean value, the true or false, it will not activate a second time. So what we want to do now is slow down the movement speed, go to half. Ooh, you know what would be great? We'll do this as well. We'll do this. Hold on. Okay. Ooh. Oh! That is intimidating, isn't it? Oh, man. Oh, man, that's so... Oh, my God, that's so sick. That is so cool. Okay. I'm seeing this the same time you guys are seeing it, and you get the effect of, holy shit, you know, like, stuff can happen. So what we're going to do now on the trigger... just join. Is this a new game in development? Yeah, hi. How's it going? Kadai Siplak, good to see you. Yeah, this is a game that I'm working on. It should be finished in about 2 weeks. It's called Top 15 Caving Disasters. And we're just hanging out while I make my game. So what we want to do now is we also want to be able to trigger sound effects and particle effects. So we'll go public audio source. Okay, audio source, sound to play, and then public particle system, right? Effects to play. All right. I'll go into your eye. All right. So you see where we have the scriptable object being activated. So we'll go if sound to play is not equal to null, then sound to play dot play. So if we reference a sound effect, it will play it, but it's optional. And if effects to play dot length is greater than 0. Okay, and then we're going to do a for loop. For each in Unity is kind of broken. It results in memory leaks and huge performance issues, so never use for each in Unity. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than effects to play dot length, and I++ increments the value for us. So we are parsing an array, and we say if effects to play 0 is not equal to null, then effects to play 0 dot play. That wasn't so hard. That's pretty easy. Look, all of that logic, very easy. So if we can reference multiple special effects, any particle effects to play. I'll put a placeholder one in there just so we can see it. Okay. So now it's, oop, that should be I. There we go. Yep. So we can have particle effects. We will just create a placeholder one. So we'll go 3D object, particle system, here we go. Okay. We won't have it looping, it's only going to be one. So have a look at your max particles. Your game will actually set aside memory. So if you keep like 5,000 and then you have a bunch of these, that takes up memory. That takes up RAM because your game engine will allocate memory for that. So lower this to the lowest possible value that you can based on how you need your particle system to function. Because if you have a lot of particle systems and then they're all set to a high value, that's using up RAM. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's just add some gravity to this. Alright. Simulate. Okay, shape. We'll change the size. Hold on, the size. Start size. Where is it? 0.1, 2. Oh, man, that's already kind of creeping me out a little bit. Okay. Here we go. We got some color in there. Oh, you know what? That's not even that bad. So we have the cone. It's facing that way, but what we want... You know what? Let's face it towards the camera. How about that? Simulate. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll make it like that. Okay. Let's see. And we want it world. Alright, now when we have our trigger, we'll have our trigger reference the effects. Right now there's no effects reference. What we'll do is we'll drag and drop dragon like the mythical creature. Once we touch that, then it should play, and of course we could have sound effects. It could play a sound effect. I don't have any in the project, so there's no point, but you could reference a sound effect in there. Let's see if it plays. Richard. Okay, sure, yeah, Richard. Let me get a code for you for the European Switch. Okay, this is for Richard. Okay, and this is for the European Nintendo Switch. Right? Did I... Okay, yep, gotcha. Here you go. That's for the Nintendo Switch. Hope you enjoy. Have I been keeping track of this? We have 3 codes left to give out. Okay. Alright. Oh yeah, I think we got the right music for this as well. Let me know if the music's too loud at any point. Now. Okay, see how it plays on awake? So we want to disable play on awake. Play on awake, we disable that. And what I want to do is move the trigger box as well. I think the trigger box, it's just not... It happens too soon, right? So once the player gets here, we'll see this rock drop down. And, oh man, I think this is just going to be like anxiety-inducing, right? Okay, here we go. So we start climbing, or crawling, and then once we reach that point, it'll drop down. So I gotta get my arm up. My arm. Okay. Okay, get my legs. Oh, yeah! Oh, what do you guys think of that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it played the particle effect, and we could have sound effects play. My arm's twisted. Oh my god! Oh my god, you guys! My leg is stuck. Alright. Come on, I gotta get my arm through. I can get my arms through, come on. Yes! This game looks cool. Yeah, thanks for that, Tim. I appreciate it. Oh man, I'm having so much fun. How cool was it having that thing drop? Oh man. Yeah, this is gonna be anxiety-inducing. So, I'm really looking forward to just making stages for this. This is so... I'm having so much fun right now. Come on, come on. And then there's gonna be moments where you have to go find a way to get through the water. They call them a sump. A sump is when you have to drop down and go up, and then some sumps will pool water. So you don't know what's on the other side. You don't know how far the sump goes. How can I be part of the giveaway? Just comment. Just let me know if you want a copy of The Hero of Destiny is what we're giving out today. And let me know if you want a copy for Steam or Nintendo Switch. And if it's a Nintendo Switch, you have to let me know what region your console is. Guys, I'm having fun making this. Ooh, let's do a Nutty Putty and see if we can get out. Let's do a Nutty Putty. So, it's okay for us to change this now because we've already tested this area. So I'm gonna use this as a Nutty Putty. Nutty Putty's like this. Oh. Oh, this is giving me anxiety right now. You know what? Yeah. What if we do? Oh, we're gonna dupe this. Oh, man. Oh, man. We're doing a nutty putty. I'm gonna raise that up a little bit. What's so great about cloning in Unity is you can clone multiple objects and the references will reference the clone. See how I Control-D'd those? I duplicated them? And if you look at this trigger, it references the cloned objects. So, yeah, that's something I really like about Unity. We're doing a nutty putty, guys. We're doing a nutty putty. Oh, I feel sick. I feel sick. Okay. I don't think you can climb up that. I don't think that's possible. I don't know about that. We're going in. This is making me feel sick. Oh, man. Oh! Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Richard, thank you, and good luck for your game development. I appreciate that, Richard. I hope you have fun. We do have a Discord, so if you want to ask people in there for tips or just hang out and talk about whatever, we've got a Discord. I'll be uploading strategy videos and tips and doing live streams where I share tips about the game and we can hang out and talk about the game. I'm like so amped right now to get this game to you guys. Making games for people is one of my favorite things in the world. Oh! Dang, that made me really nervous. Oh, damn. Oh my god, you guys. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh my god. Oh, this does not feel good to me. Oh, this is making me uncomfortable. Dang. I can't move. I can't move. This is Nutty Putty. This is Nutty Putty. Okay, so now we have to find a way to make this doable. Because I want this to be doable. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, I don't like that. You know what we need is probably high friction. So, let me make high friction material. So what is terrain slippery? How about terrain grippy? Okay. We'll put terrain grippy on there. Okay. And we'll go 7.5, 7.5, multiply, friction combined. This is going to take a lot of fine-tuning. Yeah, Dan Silvers, this is... A guy died in the Nutty Putty Cave. Just like that! Oh! Okay, see how I added some friction? So I think it might be doable. Come on. Legs, 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 legs. Am I making progress or not? I think I'm making progress. Oh, man. I think I'm making progress. If I can turn around. Yeah. This is so uncomfortable. You're moving like this is horrific. Oh man, this is making me so uncomfortable. What we need is the background to be a little more visible. So I'm going to increase the light on the camera here, but it can vary from stage to stage. I could make it, you know, a little brighter, a little darker based on the stage. Okay. Yeah, this is horrifying. What we'll do, stages like this will take a lot of adjusting. A lot of... See, then once you get to the top, this block will fall. Yeah. And that'll make it harder. I think this is the right music for this. Maybe the upper slope needs to be grippy too. Oh! I think you're right. You are right. Yeah, Dan the Silvers, you're right. Okay. We'll go terrain. Oops. Terrain grippy. That will let you grab onto it. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can make it out of Nutty Putty Cave. Oh! I hate that every time. There's something visceral about it, right? Okay, I think this is doable. I think I can get out of this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, no. I'm moving. Oh, my arms. My arms. You know what? Okay, what if I spin around? Okay. Okay, come on. Uh-oh. Oh, I hate this. You see his hands, his arms are struggling. Bro, you have to channel your inner slug. You can slug it. See, my arm does grip there. Come on. I can oh, guys. I am making my way up. I am making it. Come on. Oh, I slipped down again. Oh, man, I hate this so much. Ugh. You know what? I think it needs to be grippier. It's not grippy enough. Okay, terrain grippy. We're just gonna max out the grippiness just to see. Let's max it out and see how we do now. Yeah, the feeling from the drop. Oh, okay. So have a look. See, when I increased the friction, we didn't drop as far, so that's good. I don't think we can go 1.5. I think 1 is the maximum. This is doable. The drop, though. Oh, I hate the drop. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. This character doesn't have a name. It's just Caver so far. I'm kind of like I don't want there to be a name, right? I just want to. Okay, you know what we need to do? Because here's the problem. So every stage needs to be designed with the character's pose in mind, and this pose is working against this drop. So what I have to do is pose the character in a way to where it's doable for us to get out. Oops. Okay. Yeah, the drop is so uncomfortable. What we will do is just move his arms. We got to Nutty Putty it. This is how they did it in Nutty Putty. I don't understand people that do this, that look at a hole like that, and then they go, heck yeah, I'll do that. That looks fun. Okay. I want to make sure I don't trigger that too soon, so we're just going to move it a little. And the drop. Oh! Oh, that's so visceral. Bro is having the worst day of his life. He absolutely is. I can't stand tight places. Peppy. Yeah, I can't stand tight places at all. Oh, man. I really want to find a way to make this doable. I'm stuck and I hate it. I feel unwell right now. No, there's got to be a way. Come on. It's so sad watching this guy like struggle with his arms because this is what caving disasters are. This is whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. It's all in the legs. It's all in the legs. You have to use a lot of legs here. Oh, please. Okay. This music is not helping. Have you seen Subsumed? It's another cave diving game, but you have a whiteboard to mark off where you've been, and of course there's a monster hunting you. Ooh, I'm gonna look that up. That sounds awesome. Bro's Giga Chat if you can get out of that hole. So, oh man, what we're gonna have to do, so any holes like this, we have to design them to where the angle, there's gonna be a very specific angle and then a height, and we have to make sure that it's doable. So this kind of puzzle, because every stage I make, it's a puzzle. Every stage is a puzzle. I have to make sure that it's doable. So what we'll do is we'll just... Oh, I hate it. I just have to keep fine-tuning it until it works. Okay, I'll try adjusting the angle like that. So now you know... Oh, I hate this. Okay. Oh, but you know what? I hate this still, but I think this is doable. Yeah, yeah. Okay, come on, come on. Oh, this music's making me uncomfortable. I'm squished. I'm so squished. Okay, I might take the friction off the top now. What was your inspiration for this game? I like the outdoors. I like going into caves, but I don't do this. And I like watching YouTube videos that talk about the cave disasters. And yeah, I've been thinking about this for years. I like Scary Interesting, the YouTube channel. Oh, I hate how he slips down it. Oh, you know what? I think this might be... Okay, hold on. Come on. Come on, guy. We can do it. This is making me feel unwell. Come on. I can do... Okay. I'm getting myself more stuck. Finding the curious cave is fun. I'm more stuck. I really want this to be doable. Oh, man. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're gonna fudge around with some values to see if we could make it doable, right? Because this music's too tense. Okay, so what we'll do is say, for example, our hip strength, right? Let's just crank it up to 4 and see what happens. See if we can pull ourselves out with hysterical strength is what they call it. Hysterical strength is when someone tells you a joke that's so funny that it makes you really powerful. And that's what hysterical strength is. Okay. Oh, that might be working. Okay. Yeah. I forgot I put that in there. That actually freaked me out. Okay, guys. I know what to do. I know what to do. Okay. So you see how we changed our values? So that is how we make this work. Okay. So we have to give our character hysterical strength, which means we now have to create an... So you know how we created a way for the character to trigger that? We have to have a new trigger, and the trigger will temporarily increase the character's strength so they can pull themselves out of a hole. So we'll do that now. But I need to get out all the way, though. Just for me. This is a me thing. I need to get out of here. Oh, my legs are stuck. This is an actual problem that cavers have. This is an actual problem. The angle that you go in, you can get stuck. Ah! We did it! Yeah! So we needed hysterical strength to get out of there, but you see now we don't need it now because this is what it looks like when you have that strength too much, right? So we need to make it to where the character will have that strength, but only when he's down there. So let's go ahead, because if we let the player keep it, this is what happens. The Crushinator. Imagine waking up in that hole with no context. Well, that's what happens to people. They black out, and they wake up, they forget where they are, they realize they're in a hole. Oh, that was a little too tense. If I get stuck in a hole, I'm going to laugh really hard so I can get out. Yeah, that's what hysterical strength is. What we'll do... Okay. Okay, we're just going to go, extra hip force. Hold on. That should be a float. Extra hip. Well, it's a force. The force, like people, they're extra hip. And what we want to do now is go to our hip strength. So when I control F something, on the right, you see the orange indicator here. Extremely useful. I'm constantly control F-ing things. So it lets me know everywhere where it's referenced so I can make sure that I implement the logic. It's so easy to implement the logic for that, the extra hip force, right? Okay. And you know what? We're going to call it hysterical strength. We're going to go cave creature hysterical strength trigger. Okay, so we will be able to trigger that hysterical strength, but we can also reset it. Okay. We can go public. You know what we can do? I'm going to copy some logic from our movable trigger because it's similar. It's similar. Okay. So we'll just copy these. Save me a little bit of typing. And you know what? This will save us a little bit of typing too. Renderer to hide. Start. We'll just copy that. Hide the renderers. We want the stage developer to be able to see what's going on. We have on trigger enter. Hold on. We'll just grab the whole thing and then delete what we don't need. Okay. Okay, now, but I want it to be to where only when the players sort of their hips, right? Their tag. So I'm going to add a tag, and I'm just going to put player. Right? That's actually not good. I'm gonna say player center. So this is the center of the player, right? And now we'll check the tag. Okay. So if the game object is layer 8 and put another and in there, other. I don't know. I'll just save like half a second of typing. Object dot layer. Oh, dot tag. Now we're checking the tag is equal to player center. So that way his other body parts can't trigger it. Only his hips can trigger it. Okay. Okay. And now we need the cave creature player, right? This. So we need to influence this value here, the extra hip force. So we will go, and this doesn't need to be public, this reference, a cave creature player. And if you're wondering why I put cave creature in front of everything, it's just the name of the framework that I'm making for this. Target player. Oh no, it shouldn't be target character. Target. Just put player in there. Okay, so target player is equal to other dot get component. And that is the player. Okay. And then if target player is not equal to null. Okay, there we go. So if we are able to find the target player, then target player dot extra hip force is equal to, and then we need this public float new extra force. No, I should call that power. New extra power. There we go. That makes sense. Yeah. You make sure your naming convention makes sense, you know. So already activated. Render to hide. This, I haven't double checked this. I'm just going to assume that that works. What we're going to do is now duplicate this thing. And we'll set these up as prefabs as well. So this is hysterical strength trigger. Let's go ahead and set a new material for this. Hysterical strength. Need cave creatures added. Boy, cave creatures, they genuinely, the idea of a cave creature freaks me out. I'm not even joking. A Smeagol? The idea of a Smeagol, because I like the outdoors. I've been in caves. I don't like it. I don't want a golem. I don't want a Smeagol. Don't get them anywhere near me. I don't like it. Hey, Obsidian Contraption, how's it going? If you add a couple detectors, say triggers or raycasts on the top and bottom that are really small but detect if you're in a really tight spot and give you the hysterical strength. Well, no, I don't want that. You could do that. It is a good idea, but there will be situations where that can trigger when you don't want it to. So it's good for you to consider that, because you should be thinking about every potential possible way to implement that. But I know that, like, for example, something like that, it would how this falls down and then it makes it tight. It can trigger that method. A wild Geodude has appeared. Yeah, a Pokemon-themed one. Cave spiders in the spice mines. It'd be fun to like do, like I'm not gonna do this on launch, but it'd be cool like potentially like, to have skins and characters that you recognize and know, or I don't know. It'd be fun. It'd be something. All right, so we have our hysterical strength. We want to remove that, and we want to add our hysterical strength trigger. So what extra power? We cranked it up to... what did we crank it up to? I'll just say 2. 2.2, right? Okay, and then the renderer to hide should be this one. There we go. So, we want 2 hysterical strength triggers, right? We want one that will grant him strength at the start of the level, so we know where to place that one. We also want a second one, so it removes his hysterical strength once he's out of it. That means that if he falls back down, he's screwed, because it won't reset. Or actually, maybe we do want it to reset. It doesn't really matter, Okay, so once he's out, once the center of the body is up here, we lose. So we set that power to 0. Okay. Can we have some... let's just have some chill music for a while, because I'm getting kind of, like, stressed out. There we go. What if Monokuma got stuck in a hole? See, it'd be cool to have character skins with different body shapes in here. So, let's see... Let's click on the logic now, and we should be able to see if we have hysterical strength. Extra hip force. I don't have it. Why don't I have extra hip force? I don't have it. It's because I didn't set the tag. It should be player center. I should have hysterical strength now, right? No, I don't have it still. So we're going to need to check our logic. We're going to put some tags in here, some flags. So debug, just so I can find out how far the code is getting. So going flag 0, I just need to see how far it's getting. Flag 0, flag 1, and flag 2. This is a debugging technique, and we're going to see how far. So we'll watch the console, we'll see what the console tells us. Okay, we are getting to... we got flag 0 multiple times, and we got flag 1 once. I know what went wrong. I know what went wrong. It checked for the collision on this object, and then it's checking for that component on this object when this object doesn't have it, its parent has it. So what we'll have to do is use the root object. So, see how it got to flag 1? It got to flag 0 and flag 1, but it didn't get to flag 2. Again, we'll look at our debugging technique here. We got to flag 0 multiple times, got to flag 1 one time, it never got to flag 2. So, we know how far we're getting in our code. We can remove that, and I figured out what was wrong thanks to the debugging method here. We want other.gameObject. I can go like this. Other.transform.root. Oh, dude, this music makes me feel like I just completed an epic quest in a Final Fantasy game. This is from Silver Falls Guide and Deathly Delusion Destroyers. So that was I did that for the 3DS, and I did a lot of music for that I really wanted to do. So this is from that game, and I've been writing a lot of music, but I haven't been doing the studio recordings like this yet. I'm waiting until I work on my next Silver Falls game, so I'll have more music. It's kind of in this sort of guitar ballad kind of thing. That should work. This should work now. When do you think the game is coming out? It'll be done within 1 to 2 weeks, this game. I want to make around 45 puzzles or so. So it's going to start with 15. It's top 15 caving disasters, number 15. And then after you solve the 15, another pack opens up, and then after you solve that, another. So I want it 45, minimum. It depends on how long it takes me. So if we take a look, it did work. Have a look at our extra hip force. So our hysterical strength did work.
Hey, Less Than Bye, how's it going? We're working on my new game. It's called Top 15 Caving Disasters. We stuck a dude in a hole. We did the Nutty Putty Cave. What we've done in programming just over the past couple of minutes... Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate when he falls in like that. Is we've given him more strength once he's in the hole, so he's a way to climb out. But it's a little too... Boy, that freaks me out. Okay, so he has a little too much strength now. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Legs first. Legs. He had too much strength just then. So we can balance it and fine-tune it. Come on. Oh. I'm stuck. I gotta do my arms. Arms. Okay. Oh, okay. I gotta prop myself up. And then the legs. Arms and then legs. Arms and then legs. Arms and then legs. Okay. Ooh. Wow, that's soon. Congratulations. Yeah. Well, sometimes I just get so amped up, right? I just like get fired up when I'm working on a game. And I've had this idea for like a year and a half, 2 years, and I've been writing down the concept notes for it and planning it. And then last night I started programming it, and I was thinking, people are going to have so much fun with this. Like, this is fun. It's funny. It's horrifying. And I'm like so amped up right now. It's kind of like getting a limit break, and then you just you want to make stuff. So I want to get this game out to people as soon as possible because I think they're really going to have fun with it. So I had too much hysterical strength just then. Let's see what we can do to dial it down. And now once we have... See, we didn't have this mechanism. It is through the process of playing and testing the game and trying different things that we realize we need to implement more mechanisms to make the game possible. So us hanging out is how... I may not have even thought about doing this Nutty Putty thing if I wasn't here just live streaming and hanging out with you guys. What we're going to do now is make this deeper. We'll make it a little deeper so we can really get jammed in there. And then we'll make it a little steeper just to see what's possible. Because the hysterical strength, no matter what configuration we have for this now, our hysterical strength should let us fine-tune that so it's doable, so it's possible. Looks neat. Hard to understand the controller by watching. How does the player influence the character? So L and R, your shoulder buttons control your limbs, and your analog stick lets you aim your limbs. Okay. I have too much hysterical strength. Ugh, I hate that. I hate when it happens. I have too much hysterical strength. Let me out. Let me out. Get out. Get out. Arms. Arms. So if I aim a direction with the left analog stick and I press L, it moves my hand. If I aim with my right analog stick and press R, it moves my right hand. And then you have L2 and R2 for your legs. That's so doable, guys. Let's make the hole steeper and deeper. That's what Grandpa always said to me. Steeper and deeper. I used to cave with my grandpa, and he would tell me to dive head first into spots like this. Grandpa always said, steeper and deeper. All right. Let's get a little bit of a head start now so we can get the character diving in there. You know what I mean? We're really going in. Let's get a good dive. And if you're new to the stream, I still have 3 copies. Oh! I have 3 copies left of Hero of Destiny to give out. Move that. What are you working on here? Joyful here. Hey, Joyful, good to see you. I'm hoping to have this finished within 1 to 2 weeks. This is Top 15 Caving Disasters. Right now we're doing a Nutty Putty Cave where the guy is head first. I want it steeper and deeper, just like Grandpa said. Caving the way Grandpa taught me. Grandpa always said, put your hands in front of you and dive straight into that totally vertical pit. This is so steep. We're going to find the limits of what our hysterical strength mechanism is. Steeper and deeper. Oh, Tim. Yes. Okay. Tim, let me get a code for you. All right. Is this Silver Falls? No, this is a new IP that I've been working on. It's Top 15 Caving Disasters. Number 15. Yeah, that's for Tim. Hope you enjoy. And Tim, keep an eye out. I've done 2 live streams where I sort of give some advice and tips on the game, but I'll be uploading some videos. I mean, you're always, yeah, you're always hanging out, catching up. So. Okay. Oh, this is too steep. This is too steep. The historical strength is helping a little too much, I think. Okay, I'm out. I'm out! Caving sounds horrifying. It is. It's super horrifying. I gotta use my arms to get out. But also want to make a game in caves one day. You should. It's, you know what? And that's a good way. Making games, writing, art, creating art. It's a way for us to process things, especially stuff that we're not particularly comfortable with. You know, and not, I don't mean that just in caves or scary, but, you know, all things in life, you know, whether it comes to dealing with difficult relationships or the death of a loved one, you know, it is the creation and the consumption of media that allows us to process those sorts of things and to become more capable of dealing with the hardships that life's going to throw at us. Life isn't always going to throw us into a hole vertically in a cave, you know, but there's other things in life where media helps us process those kinds of things. And I think I can get out of here. I think I can do it. I am so stuck. Come on! My arms are pinned down and I can't use my arms to get out. I'm pinned down, guys. I don't think I can do it. This is a bad position for my arms. Oh, I've made it worse. I can't. Oh, this is making me... Oh, I feel so sick looking at this. Look at how he's pinned in there. I'm not happy with how he's pinned in. Hey, Brainstorm. Hey, thought I'd stop by. Enjoying the stream so far. I'll also take a Steam key if you have one. Sure, yeah. Did I decrease this number? That was 2, 1. Okay, then we have 1 left. Oh, this is the last Steam key that we have. I'll have to go and get some more. This is my last one. But I still have Steam copies to give out. Okay. I hope you enjoy the game. I'll be uploading some tips and strategy videos pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. I feel so uncomfortable with this position. Look at my arm is twisted in there. I also want to have it to where the game will keep track. If you injure... I want to have it like you can injure your limbs on certain objects. Like if there's a sharp rock and you like scratch your legs on it, your legs will have less stamina and strength. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the game. Have fun. This is not good. I should not have spun around. Uh-oh. This is a bad situation. I don't think I can get out. Oh, I feel sick. This is not good. You might actually make your studio in a cave. Well, Tony Stark, I almost said Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk did it in a cave with a box of scraps. Are you going to be able to lose limbs? I had thought about it, and I thought about injuring and bleeding and decapitation, or like delimification. I thought about it. I'm still thinking about it, but I want the gameplay to be really, really focused, and you really need all of your limbs. Because if you lose a limb, it's... You know, there is the interesting mechanic part of can you still get out if you lose a limb? And I'm still thinking about it, whether or not I should try... This guy's dead. This guy's dead. Okay. Yeah, great to hear from you. Joyful, I really like your pixel art. You know, you keep improving and developing your pixel art. You keep getting better and better, so I really like seeing that. I really like the animations you've been doing with your pixel art. Is it Hero of Destiny or a new game? This one's a new one. This is... the codes I'm giving out are for Hero of Destiny. It is doable. This guy's stuck, though. So every level will have a timer. So that's the... I also need to... Oh, I hate that! Seeing that makes me feel ill every time. Come on. Oh, I have got to... No, I can do it. I can do it. No, don't spin around. Do not spin around. That'll kill you. Okay, this is doable still. we changed the angle, didn't we? It's so steep. It's so steep. So what we need to do for this part is increase the hysterical strength to 2. And what I think I will do, I think I want the hysterical strength to apply to the limbs as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have the extra hip force, but we'll need to change that now. So what we'll do, instead of extra hip force, and this will apply to current project, is we're going to rename it to hysterical force. Okay? And we're going to replace all. There we go. You always want your property names to make sense for parsability when you come back. If other people on your team are working on it, you know, so everything needs to make sense. So I'm gonna look for hysterical force, and I want to implement it. So see, so right now it's applied only to the hips. Let's apply it to the arms and legs as well, but not as much. And it's for climbing. It's specifically for climbing. Okay. And what we'll do this. I like this for parsability. You could do this. You know, like you could go like that, but I don't like the parsability of that. I prefer it this way. So move force. It just makes it easier to see your logic and to revise it later on if need be. And I'm just going to reduce that because I think it can be overpowering. And it might make it a little too easy. Oh, hold on. No, we'll do this. Public float hysterical force limb scale. Limb scale is equal to 0.3 F. There we go. And now we'll do it like this. So we're reducing it a bit, you know? Oh, hold on. We need it like this. If uForce.y is greater. Yeah, otherwise if it's negative, you don't want it to apply. There we go. L, R, that's good parsability. ZL. This will allow us to climb out of the hole. Okay. So, we now have our hysterical force. Before it was only applied to our hips. Now it's going to be applied to... Oh, hey, see you, Ray. Enjoy hanging out with your family watching Dragon Ball. Thanks for hanging out. See ya. I'm just thinking about 172 hours and the possibility of you needing to chew your arm off to get out of situations like that. That's so cool. It's so cool to consider things like that. And it's like, think of all the cool scenarios, you know, that you could implement. It's just so interesting. You know, like you could recreate movies and tragic stories. Not that I'm saying like, ooh, those tragic, it's so cool that, you know, it's cool that you could recreate those in a situation where people can play it. I hate that. I hate it. Okay. I can see that. I can see the force is being applied. You know. Okay. 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 Arms. Come on. I spun around. That's not. It's bad. Okay. I can make it. Oh. Okay. Oh no! I fell. I can't make it out. That sucks. I can't make it out. Oh, man. Okay, let's fine-tune it just a little bit more. And if you're new to the stream, we have one more copy of the Hero of Destiny to give out. So let me know. I'm all out of Steam keys, but I have copies left for Nintendo Switch. So, yeah. So let's go ahead. We want to reduce the overall hysterical force. We reduce that amount. And then we will increase the force limb scale because this is a little too much. So let's make it 1.2 so it's not as insane. And we will adjust. Let's see. We'll increase the limb scale to half. There we go. That seems good. Is this doable still? Come on, legs. Come on, come on! You can make it, buddy! You can do it! Okay, my legs are pinned. My legs are pinned. I can do it. My legs are pinned, but I can do it still. Yes! Yes! Guys, it's doable. And we lost our hysterical strength once we got out of that spot. Doable. Nailed it. Oh, that's satisfying. What is the software? This is Unity 5. It's a very, very old version. I use the oldest version of Unity until my games are finished because Unity 5 is very fast. It's much faster than the new versions. Once my game is finished, then I port it into the new versions of Unity. Let's make it through to the... You know what? Let's just play through the little area here. Okay. Oh, science. Man, what is a float 8F, the 8F part? 8 is just the value. A float is a decimal value. And the F tells the programming language that it is a float value. So you can have an integer, life. Life cannot have a decimal value. Life, this won't work. That won't work. You can't say 10.5F because an integer is a whole number. That won't work. But a float can be a decimal value. It can be 8.5, it can be 10, it can be... And the F stands for float. I think drowning will make it harder. Oh yeah, I'm going to have sumps, you know. So earlier during the stream, we programmed the ability for the game to be able to detect if your mouth is underwater. So I'll show how functional it is to you. Let's put the character's mouth underwater. We can just flip them around. We need to raise the water level too, actually. Okay, hold on. Let's... Oh, you know, it'd be... Oh, man, this is horrible. Why am I doing this? We're gonna flood this hole with water. Oh, this is bad. Why would you do that? That's bad. So now the character is underwater. I'm used to decimal values as doubles. Yeah, you can use doubles. It just comes down to accuracy and efficiency. Some use more memory. You know, doubles versus... I forget which one, but one uses more memory. But they have higher accuracy. So you can see, have a look at the values now. So you can see on the console, player started drowning. I have some logic attached to the player's mouth area that can detect if it's underwater. So now the player has started drowning. And so let's see. Right now, nothing will happen. You know, like, I won't get a game over, but it will be to where if your character is underwater for too long, then they will drown. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out. Please let me get out. You have to let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Please let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Okay. Oh, that was tense. It's really stressful. That actually stressed me out. And we'll see. We'll clear that. And we'll see my character is no longer drowning. So there we go. Make the game with mining tools if you want. This one's not that kind of game. You're not supposed to affect the environment. This is all about survival. It's about you should not have gone into that cave, and now you're stuck and you need to find a way out. So let's play some cave music. This is music that I wrote, and all right. And let's just get through. Let's get through to the other end. Oh, we'll see if you can climb. So if you're just checking in, you'll be able to see the progress that we've made today. And there is stamina on your limbs as well. I'm going to have it to where your character starts out white, and then as you use up your stamina, your character will become more and more red. Okay. I'll make it through. I can do it. Okay. Come on. You can do it, guy. Arms. Use your arms. Come on. Okay. We're going to get through to the other end of the cave. You'll see. I've used up a lot of my stamina. I can feel it. My character's getting tired. Come on. Get up. Get up. Use your arms. Come on. No, no, no. Don't fall back. Don't fall back. Don't fall back. Please use your arms. Okay, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Arms, arms. Use the other arm. You have to crab claw this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, don't die on me now. He's getting really tired. Come on. Don't die on me. He's barely moving now. What is your thought of Godot? I think Godot's really good. I haven't used it. I've used it a little bit just to look at it and see what it is, and I think it's good. Oh, I barely made it. You can do it, guy. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, we're making it, guys. We're rolling it. Okay. Oh. Are you going to have other conditions like poisoned, burning, freezing? There will be temperature involved. There won't be any burning. But I will have it to where your limbs can get injured and cut on things. Can we make it up here? Yeah, we could do it. So you could climb up there if you wanted. I could do it. I could do it if I wanted. I'll crawl underneath though and see if I can show you guys a cool slippery surface that I made. So we'll just squeeze my way under here. Ow, 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 ow. Ignore the green dot. That's a spacer. It just lets me know the minimum space that my character can fit through when I'm designing levels. Confirm or deny an ice cave. Confirm. Confirm an ice cave. That's a hard confirm, by the way. We will, yeah, come on, come on. My hand went through my neck, so I will have to add a neck. Okay. My stamina, my guy's lost a lot of stamina. I'm gonna go hands first, actually. Let me see if I can swing my legs around. Okay. Okay. Come on, guy. Use your arms. We win if we get to that slippery slope that's icy at the end. Slippery surfaces and ice cave can happen. Yeah, we're gonna have ice caves. Okay. We're gonna do it. We're doing it. Yeah, that's the end of the level. We did it. We won. So the goal of every level is get out of the horrible situation that you're in. You've got to climb out. There's hazards. Your character can get exhausted, and there's a time limit. There's oxygen quality in the cave, and your characters can get exhausted and freeze to death. They can get exhausted and die. Do you have merch for us to buy? I don't have any merch right now. I do have a shop, but I have to pay to keep the items available. So I'm waiting until I get my next Silver Falls games out, and then I'll have more merch available there. And I'll do Hero of Destiny merch as well. So I'm preparing that. How do you recover stamina? I'm going to have it to where you can have your character do nothing, don't press anything, and you can rest and recover stamina a little bit, but it'll never fully recover, go back to maximum. And there is a time limit, so you can only wait for so long. Wow, this is mechanically working, so yeah. This has been fun. Now, I think I accidentally created a prefab when I didn't want to. I mean, I applied it to the prefab. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset it now. So we'll go, let's see what values are different. I think really it's this. That's different. I think that's the only value I changed. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get our default there. We'll get rid of that one, and then our camera, we're going to have to reset that. This guy, that's been reset. Okay. This is our default guy. What we're going to do is going to put a collider on his neck, because I saw my arm go through my neck earlier, and I don't want that to happen. So let's go ahead and go to our neck, or if you're a Kiwi, if you're a New Zealander, Nick. Your Nick capsule collider. 0.01. 7? Okay, I just need a collider in there, so it does not. So my arm is not able to go through my neck. So that's relatable. That's like such a relatable first world problem. 2, 3. Okay, that should be good. That's fine. Okay, now. And then we can trigger creepy things like that to happen. You can crawl through, squeeze that. Anyway, we'll try and get up on this ledge here. This is so fun. Write an anti-pirate script for your games that locks the game up. I'm not so concerned about that. You know, you spend a lot of effort and time trying to write like the anti-piracy stuff, and I think it's a waste of time. You know, I think you should spend your effort and your focus and your attention on making the game as good as possible. People are going to pirate the game, and any anti-piracy stuff that you put in your game, people will find a way around anyway. So I don't think you should waste your time on that. I think you trust people to do the right thing. And I trust people that if they like the game, if they enjoy it, they'll buy it. And sure, not everyone has a lot of disposable income, and there's a lot of people that really want to play games, but you know what? Everyone's in a different economic situation. It sucks, you know, but there's a lot of people that these days are really into games, and they buy their games legitimately. But when they were younger, they only were able to play games because of piracy, because of emulation. And I think overall, you could have a more positive effect if you just let people play your games and not worry about the piracy. Because overall, I think, you know, things like piracy and emulation have had an overall more positive effect on gamers themselves. Not necessarily the industry, but on gamers, you know? That's what I think, anyway. I'm trying to get up there. I gotta use my arms. Yeah. I can do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay. He can't walk because he's stuck in a hole. The music is very cavey. I'm glad you think so. Is the main character injured? Is that why he can't walk yet? No, he's stuck in a cave. If someone pirates a game, that means it's good enough for people to want it. Well, sometimes people will just pirate a game because they're looking at a list and they see it on a list, and then they'll give it a try, you know? And I absolutely, like, you know, I used to pirate stuff when I was younger, and I wasn't making a lot of money, you know, but I bought the games that I really like the series, you know? But, you know, of course, like Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color and stuff, it's like, yeah, I've downloaded a ton of ROMs when I was a lot younger. And these days, you know, like I buy these kind of, these emulation devices, but they all come with the ROMs, you know? And it's, you know, I just want to enjoy the games. And I bought those games anyway. I bought a lot of games. And I think we should just focus on enjoying games however we can. I need to adjust my chest strength. I was able to make it up this earlier, but I can't make it up now. I'm struggling. No, I made it. No! Please don't slip. Arms. Use your arms. Yeah, I'm making it. My arms. I made it. Oof. My legs are stuck. My feet are stuck. Okay. Oh, this is stressful. I can do it. Have you played Pokemon Champions yet? Yeah, I played a few hours of it. It's quite fun. I'm thinking of uninstalling it because I can see myself playing it and wasting time. And I have so much to do with my game development. A mate of mine, we're gonna catch up, have a couple beers, and play some Pokemon Champions. Again, to me, games are you know, they're just an excuse to catch up with people and spend some time and hang out. So I'm going to catch up with a buddy, play some Champions. I might uninstall it, though. I'm going to end up spending time playing it. I know I will. How much for that tie that you were wearing? This one is, I don't know, like $7? Something like that. Well, Australian, so maybe like $5 US. My 2 cents. I think you should make the caves a little tighter so it doesn't feel like it'd be possible for him to crawl or crouch. Well, there's going to be lots of different environments. You know, this is just a test environment where I'm programming the game. This is not an actual level. This is where I'm programming the specifics, but you have a good point in that the levels are going to be entirely closed in and very tight. This is just a development workspace so I can program the game and try different things. Oh man, I think my guy's exhausted. Legs. I gotta use my legs now. Come on, come on. Arms and legs. The music is absolutely perfect. Terrifying the freak out of me. Hey, I'm glad you like that. Sort of like horror music is the stuff that I've written the most, because most games that I've done is my Silver Fall series. I love horror games. I just really enjoy horror, and that's, you know, naturally that's a lot of the music that I've written is just horror music. So okay, I've turned around. Okay. He's exhausted now. Now I'm going to check my stats on my stamina to see what they are. I'm getting like a massive forearm workout from this. And my stats... Stamina. Wow, they're still in the 80s. That one's 90, 70, but I can feel my characters... Oh, it's going uphill, too. Yeah, that's right. Going uphill is harder. That's why I'm struggling. What I'm gonna... I gotta climb over this and see. You can't buy his tie. He needs to wear it. Yeah, I need to wear it. This guy needs a cliff bar. Oop, come on. Can I... Oh, I made it, guys. I barely... Oh, this gives me an idea for a stage. Like, you'd have to drop down from a ledge, and then you have to land on another ledge, but then there's going to be running water, and then it's slippery. Because you see how it's slippery? Oh, yeah. I think I'm too weak now. I can't make it. I can't make it. Come on. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. You can do it. I'm gonna make it up this. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Roll if you have to, guy. Use your legs. Use your legs. Use your legs, man. I'm gonna make it. Come on. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got my hands in. Yeah. This game's gonna be awesome. I can tell already. I appreciate that. Thanks. Oh, this is fun. You should make a stage where you keep falling on pegs. That'd be funny. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, it'd be all kinds of fun bonus stuff. Yeah, in general, all the stages are gonna look like this, where it's tight and squeezed in and claustrophobic. So let me get to the end. Now our end goal will be, let's get to the end. Let's do a nice big headlong dive, and then we'll get right into that hole. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm trying to get over that. Use your other arm. Other arm. Other arm. Yeah, that's what I said you should do. Okay, let's see if we use our arms to pull us through here. The thing caved in a little bit, so I've programmed it to where you can have cave-ins. Good, good, good. We're going to make it through here. Very good. All right. Just make sure you don't drown on this part, but we have to go head first down the down that gap at the end. We're going to nutty putty it at the end. Okay. Ugh. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. Come on. I feel like people will enjoy Hero of Destiny once they realize it exists. Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks. Well, it's tough. It's tough, you know, getting people to look at your game and pay attention, because there's so many games out there, you know. Come on. Okay. We're going in head first. Yep. That's it. We did it, guys. End of stage. We did it. Obviously, you know, in the actual game, you're trying to get out. You're not trying to jam yourself in there. But, yeah, this is just a stage where I'm programming it and figuring out how to make things work. So, I'm really having fun. This has been so much... Oh, man. I'm in here. There ain't no getting out of this. I ain't getting out of there. I'm inspired to create. I'm going to go get to work. That's awesome. Yeah, and you know what? Check in on Discord. You can check in here on YouTube and let me know how your projects are going. I really like seeing people's projects and hearing what you're working on. All right, everyone. I think I need to grab a pizza. I'm starving. This has been a really fun stream. It's been 3.5 hours. I got like a massive amount of work done. you know? We did a lot of logic programming. I have a little bit to do still on the drowning stuff. We figured out our tolerances for the physics, for friction and getting stuck down a hole like this. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a pizza. Then I'm gonna get back to work on this, and I really want this game done within 2 weeks. I just want to get this game out to you because I think you guys are just gonna have a massive laugh. You're gonna have fun. This guy's stuck. He's drowning. He's dead. Eat while going live. I don't want to look gross. I think, because then if I eat while I'm here, then it's a mukbang channel. Is that what that is? I've never seen a mukbang, but I've heard of it, and I think, yeah, the goofiness of his movement against the intense ambience is so fun. Yeah, that's a good point. I think you may have a good point. All right, well, we'll catch you on Discord, Less Than Pi. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna grab something to eat, and then I'm gonna go make my game some more. Take care, everyone. All right, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you around in. Let's just. Okay, we gotta decompress. We gotta put on some nicer music. This game's stressful. Look at the guy drowning. Yeah, he's in there. He's really in there. Do you have a confirmed title of this game and confirmed platform list? This game will be called Top 15 Caving Disasters. It will be on Steam, eShop, PS Vita, and Android. Hear me out. What if you're stuck in an asteroid cave with no gravity? Whoa! Whoa! Dang, that's a cool idea, Tim. Geysers like a steam geysers that boost you up. Ooh! That's a fun idea. Whoa! Dan, I like that idea. I'll see what I can do. This guy's in here. Look how his feet are jammed. Alright, take care, everyone. Good night. I'll see you. Be well, everyone. I have dreams on the PlayStation. Watching you really makes me want to work on it. Yeah, Waldo, go work on it. If you like making stuff in dreams, work on it. Work on your game, share it with people, and then come back and then let me know what you're working on. I don't have a PlayStation, otherwise I'd like to see stuff on dreams. So, take care, everyone. Be well. See you, Brainstormer. Take care. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. You guys made this really fun. See you, everyone. Dan.